Greetings, humans. I am Ziltoid, the Omniscient. I have come far from across the Omniverse. You shall fetch me your universe's ultimate cup of coffee. Black. You have 5 Earth minutes. Make it perfect.
Hey, everybody. This is I, Count Jackula, your favorite satanic streamer, streaming over Devin Townsend's Ziltoid the Omniscient, an album that I cannot more strongly recommend. I love this album. It is amazing. A lot of people prefer Devin Townsend from his strapping young lad days, but I actually prefer his prog rock. I don't know why. It just speaks to me. An alien invader coming, for the ultimate cup of coffee.
Commander. Yes, Captain Ziltoid? Have the humans delivered their ultimate cup of coffee?
I have it right here, sir.
Yes. Fetid! How dare they present this to me? Foul! They hide their finest bean. Prepare the attack!
Gonna be watching Man. Good movie. Oh, with the lady. Oh, good. Oh, good. Liam, you can go ahead. Ask for advice, Liam. I like this album, concept album. And I like concept albums a lot. Hey, Level 1 Crook, how you doing? And Cat Hermit and Zombie Warrior. Yeah! How you doing, Jimmy Jam?
Commander Ziltoid, the humans are preparing themselves for the attack.
Excellent! Have you prepared the planet smasher? Indeed! On my word! Now listen here, man. We represent the planet Earth! Our no heroes! He's gonna be unleashing a shit!
Dude, they should. I totally want this to be a stage. Ziltoid to be a stage production. With like puppets and everything. You know? Because I think that's where it would shine absolutely best. Like this insane, like fucking demented, almost Muppet movie. Yeah, but you do it like kind of like with a combination of animation, Muppets, and live action, kind of like The Wall. He did another version of Ziltoid, I think called C2, where he did it as opera. It's a prog rock opera, but still. Stomach filling, yep, you're always 555. Excellent. Sorry about the tummy, though.
Attack!
Resistance is futile.
Everything goes rushing past and you know the reason why. Wow.
All right. Well, first of all, Liam, yeah, you're worrying about it too much. Easiest way, think of her as a dude. And apologize once. Don't keep apologizing. Just apologize and then try to let it go. Yep, that's a little bit of Ziltoid the Omniscient by Devin Townsend. I really, really recommend it. I love it. Liam, thank you. Started 2 years ago, seeing Death to All. I was physically tired. She was nice enough to get me a chair. I didn't say thank you 2 years later. I did in the form of a note. Well, you're definitely autistic. That is a very that is very that is very congruous with what I have experienced with people with autism navigating these navigating social systems. Yeah. Just pursue the friendship. Just that's all you really need to do. I remember about 50% of it's going to be her. So if it doesn't work out and she stops talking to you, that's only so much your fault. Unless you go over the line, but I'm pretty sure even as an autistic person, you have an idea of how far you'd have to take that. How badly you'd have to fuck up. Like beyond awkward. You have to actually be a piece of shit. Oh, she friend requested you. Oh, that's nice. Actually, that's a good. Oh, you were at a metal show, so that's why you gave her the note. Oh, actually, that's a clever idea. Hi, cat. Come here. Come here. I'm not letting you out of the room without putting you on camera. Yep. Oh, someone's all wet because he was outside in the rain. Big fat kitty. Who's you heckin' big chunker? You are not all lottie coming, but you are heckin' big chunker. Oh. All right, fur baby, you gotta go. You need to Need you outside. Go bother the people in the living room. Oh, man. I know he's big. He's big. He's not only overweight, he is also big. You know, he is both. He is both big boned and overweight. You know? Oh man. Oh. So, how are y'all doing out there in the world of Christian and techno fascism? You know, it's a fucked up world out there. It's fucked up right now. Absolutely. The world of politics is a fucked up place at the moment. It's so fucked up. It's hard to even fucking properly articulate how fucked up it is. You know? That's why hindsight's going to be 2020. Like sometimes it just takes time to come up with the words. You know, we got Elon Musk, the techno fascist, and JD Vance repping the Christian fascists. And the whole thing's kind of held together by the image of Donald Trump, if not the man, but the image. You know, so I'm just going to say this. Yeah, they're pushing their privilege on us, man. They're absolute. That's absolutely what they're doing. It's absolutely what it's about. No, we still fucking rule. We have this privilege because we've earned it either through God or through meritocracy. Neither of which are true. You know, neither of which are true. Neither of which are real. You keep coming up with funny ideas how to deal with ICE showing up at your school. Keep at it. Keep at it. You know, but at least I thought I'd share the phrases Christian and techno-fascism because I think it's important to have words for these things. And they are two different, like, groups. They are two different groups. You know, they are in a coalition currently, but they are different. They are separate groups. Technically, you're partly illegal. How is that the case? Scottish answer was a stowaway. Oh, yeah, but I mean, like, how long ago was that? How many generations removed? Like 2, at least? Hundred-ish years? Yeah, I understand the reticence, but like, let's face it, Scottish people are white people, so you're probably okay. You know, but it's fucked up nonetheless. Man, a techno-fascist led by a South African white guy. Like, what the hell? How back are they looking for illegals? Oh, they're not looking very far. They're looking at skin color. That I can guarantee you. They'll probably catch a few white people just to make it look good. But they're not going to really go out of their way. They're just going to fucking collect white people that like are already in like heavily brown areas. Because they can't deport black people. Wait, that's actually something that they can't do. Because what are you going to... Where are you going to deport them? You made them property, man. That means they belong here now. You can't deport them. You have to actually arrest them. You have to actually imprison them. Ooh, it's like that's what they're doing too. You know? Hey, John, how you doing? Yeah, it couldn't have happened any other way. Hey, John, do you want to hop on and talk, or are you just here to like chill out and chat? Yeah. Fuck with ICE anyway. Fuck with ICE anyway. You don't need to be a particular skin color or in a disenfranchised group to fuck with ICE. I say everyone should do it. Fuck ICE. We don't need it. Hell, I think we should bring back the Braceras program at the very least. You know, maybe not all of it, but like that revolving door of workers, I think we should absolutely just absolutely upfront do. You know, we used to actually give people a tax break for hiring Mexican workers. And not that long ago either. That ended in like I forget when that ended, but I think it ended in like the late 60s, early 70s. '64. It ended in '64. Yeah, it used to get a tax break for hiring Mexican labor. Yeah, borders are stupid. Borders are stupid. Yeah, I think the Pinkerton should just be illegal, and like most of the United States agrees. Most of the United States law agrees with you. To the point where if you're hired by the Pinkerton company, you're not allowed to hold public office. Not in the United States of America, anyway. That gives you an idea how bad it was. Oh, you work for these guys? Yeah, you're not allowed to be a politician. You know, and I actually think that we should go back to that, but expand it a little bit more. I think that if you are involved in, if you are involved in religious activity, if you are a priest or anything like that, you shouldn't be allowed to hold public office or talk about American electoral politics or deal with American politics, period. Yeah, tired of run yeah, made up shit ruining your life. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. Yeah, amen to that. So, John, did you want to come on, or are you just gonna chill and chat? Hey, Catarament, how you doing? Biden. Fuck Trump. You can come on for a bit? Okay, great.
Just when I thought it wouldn't get no sicker, I woke up one morning and heard this weird ass motherfucker talking out the side of his neck. Me and all my peoples, we always thought he was straight. Influential motherfucker when it came to the business. But now, since we know how you really feel, it's how we feel. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah. I like white folks, but I don't like you. All the niggas in the hood wanna fight you. Surprise the nation of Islam ain't tried to find you. Have a rally out LA, you know what's up. Home of the ride and King Ride, we don't give a fuck. Black students, ejected from your rally. What? I'm ready to go right now, your racist ass did too much. I'm about to turn Black Panther. Don't let Donald Trump win, that nigga cancer. He too rich, he ain't got the answers. He can't make decisions for this country, he gon' crash us. No, we can't be a slave for him. He got me appreciating Obama way more. Hey, Donald, and everyone that follows, you gave us your reason to be president, but we hate you. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. I don't like your ass. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah.
Nigga, am I tripping? Let me know. I thought all that Donald Trump bullshit was a joke. Know what they say when rich niggas go broke? Look, Reagan so cold, Obama so hope. Donald Trump spent his trust fund money on the vote. I'm from a place where you probably can't go. Speaking for some people that you probably ain't know. There's pressure built up and it's probably gonna blow. And if we say go, then they probably gonna go. You vote Trump, then you probably on dope. And if you like me, then you probably ain't know. And if you been in jail, you could probably still vote. If we let this nigga win, we gon' probably feel broke. You build walls, we gon' probably dig holes. And if your ass do win,
fuck Donald Trump.
Fuck you.
Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump.
Hold up, I got something to say, hold up.
We the youth. We the people of this country. We got a voice too. We will be seen and we will be heard. Hold up, I fuck with Mexicans. Got a plug with Mexicans. When a little need a switch, who I call Mexican. This Comedy Central ass nigga couldn't be the president. Hold up, Nip, tell the world how you fuck with Mexicans.
It wouldn't be the USA without Mexicans. And if it's time to team up, shit, let's begin. White people feel the same as my next of kin. Let this nigga win, God bless the kids.
God bless the kids, this nigga wicked and weird.
Oh, man.
Pretty-
Nipsey
pretty hot.
Hussle. Nipsey Hussle coming in hot.
Made a sequel to that after the guy got elected again.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I missed it.
It's basically just a retread.
Oh,
but
okay.
More angry about the fact that we have to deal with this motherfucker now.
Oh, okay. So he updated the rap, but we still got the fuck Donald Trump thing going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck
Well,
that motherfucker twice.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. I am just kind of like, at the moment, I'm mad at Donald Trump, but we knew what he was going to fucking do. I am fucking furious with the DNC and the Democratic leadership.
Oh, yeah, it ain't a great showing, is it?
I expected some capitulation. I expected, like, them to fucking have no spine on a few things, but to literally do nothing.
Schumer's got to go.
Yeah,
Schumer's
so does
gotta go.
Pelosi.
Like, motherfucker gotta go. I'm like, I'm mad because that guy ain't in my district.
You know who he is though, right? Yeah,
Yes.
and she's got a primary opponent upcoming that is a AOC staffer. So
Really?
hey,
Hey,
mhm.
hey. Well, I know what I'm doing.
So I floated this idea to
Can't get
Yogi.
hey, look, I'm voting in California. Can't get worse. You know, it
Yeah,
can't.
well,
It'll either be still Pelosi or something better.
yeah, which like I've floated this idea to Yogi, and I've seen it floated around everywhere else. So I'm not going to pretend like it's some great revelation that I've been given.
Mm-hmm.
Also, fuck Jeffries. Hakeem Jeffries is soft, is baby shit. So
Oh my!
yeah. So
Ah.
here's my fucking thing. Here's my idea.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how we got MAGA, right? You
Right.
know how we got here? How did we get here? What?
Wait. How we got MAGA?
Yeah, how did like populist right wing ideals get infiltrated into the Republican Party?
Oh, that would that would literally have been the popularity of Donald Trump. You know.
Nope, you're not seeing the forest for the trees, my friend.
Okay, well, we're talking about a pretty thick forest here, so you might have to narrow it down for me.
Remember the Tea Party?
Oh, that. Okay, all right. Now I see where you're going. Yeah. It's the
You know, a group of people that embraced a very right wing populist message after a very unpopular president was elected. And I'm saying that in conservative environments. I mean, let's be real here. Obama was probably the most popular president we've ever had.
yeah.
Um,
After ironically after Reagan, yeah.
well,
The
Reagan,
country was more right wing then.
yeah, well, it may go back.
Yeah. It
um,
might for real.
I think it's time for the Green Tea Party, where a bunch of us fucking actual left leaning progressives, and I'm not saying everyone's got to be a fucking anarchist or communist like me, but progressives really need to start especially in deep blue areas, need to start holding their fucking representatives' feet to the fucking fire.
Oh yeah.
It is time.
Yeah.
It is time for change to be had in this party if we're damned to have this fucking party. Because the shit that exists right now is not only untenable, it's actively making things worse.
Yeah. What you would have to do, is you would have to form a left-leaning voter coalition bloc.
Aha. Which
That
does
requires
exist.
that requires organization.
Right.
Now, luckily, that's probably all it really needs.
It needs a galvanization point. It doesn't even have to be a popular political representative, lest we forget who was the fucking face of the Tea Party at the time.
In the beginning?
No. Just who was the one guy that almost everybody that was in the Tea Party really respected?
Oh, Ron Paul.
Exactly. Was Ron Paul ever fucking popular?
No.
Was he ever on Senate committee hearings?
Not really.
He was kind of a backbench representative, but he had a very populist idea, right wing libertarianism, or as I like to call it, hypercapitalism.
Yeah.
That shit was popular.
Yeah. Now it's just turned to technofascism.
Oh yeah, that's what all the tech bros were reading. That's what everyone was fucking reading on Reddit. The left needs to embrace someone. I'm not saying AOC. That poor woman has enough fucking rocks stacked on her fucking back to carry. maybe someone like a premier Japal. I fucked up her name because I'm high. Or like even an Ilhan Omar like type representative, someone that's in a safe district but has very progressive ideals and pushes for them and demands that the party does as well.
Yeah, you want someone like that, but you're gonna have to make the conditions right for that person to emerge. And because
Well, boy, howdy, let me tell you, if these fucking first 3 weeks are a thing, like, it's
yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
real
That's
easy to
why
convince
if you want to
people.
form what you want to form at the moment is you want to have a movement, you want to have declared declared articles of like what you're about and create some sense of community with those people. You know, I would shy away from attaching to a personality in the beginning unless it's
Yeah,
an already well established personality. AOC is actually not a bad one because you probably find other coalitions that are already moving in a similar direction and ones that you can influence or be influenced by in a way that you're okay with,
right.
because chances are this block exists, it just hasn't arrived as an identity. And
Oh, it does exist. Leftist policies are extremely popular.
mhm,
They're extremely popular. They're so popular, they actually reach the fucking Republican base. A lot of right wing people agree with left wing policies. Why?
yeah,
Because deep down, it's a populist
yeah,
policy.
and that's why you want to avoid. Sorry to interrupt you, but it's like just to nail my point home. It's why you want to avoid a personality because they're allergic
Yeah,
to the word Democrat. But
yeah.
if you attach yourself to policies, then you can start peeling those people away.
And
You
let
can
me tell
peel them
you,
in a different direction. You can pull them in another
yeah,
direction.
and status quo policies, policies like I'm speaking, uh, anyways, shit like that does not attract voters. It has never attracted. It maybe it attracted voters back in the mid '90s. Look, I get it. The West Wing is a really fun show to watch, but that shit is fiction for a reason.
Yes. Yeah. However, that's why you want to go beyond policy. You want a couple of things that are big, you know, and there are a lot to choose from, but you're gonna have to pick. You're gonna have to pick your battle. What's it gonna be? I would recommend against raising the minimum wage because not because it's a bad idea. It's an extremely good idea and it needs to happen. But unless you're really into economics, you can't make that stick. However, things like healthcare, employee rights, don't call them workers' rights, call them employee rights. That those type things, that's got sticking power.
Blue collar rights.
I wouldn't even say blue collar. I would say
No, no,
employee.
no, no, no. See, you gotta go with blue collar because that's how we say labor in this fucking country.
Um,
No,
in
that's
in
it.
redder areas, yes.
Even in bluer areas, remember you got to win the Midwest as well. Everyone fucking forgets that, like Midwest voters do exist and Midwest union people do fucking exist. We
Yeah, but you
we
want
can't we can't keep going for these fucking sky, pie in the sky bullshit
no, but you
that
want to be able to
only
communicate with the coasts.
right. But you also need to communicate with
Blue
the
collar
Midwest.
would not. Blue collar would alienate the coasts.
Cool. Alienating the blue collars is the reason why we have Trump now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is why you want to get them
So
involved.
So that's the reason why I say, no, you need to advocate to working class people because you don't want to sound like the people on TV that are talking.
Right.
You know
But
what I
they
mean?
do, you know
You know
what
what I
they
mean by
don't. But they
saying
don't
that?
say employees' rights. If you
No.
say employees' rights, all of a sudden that pool becomes gigantic. for every other message, for the simple reason that we're all employees and we all have that as part of our identity.
Right, but like you also have to like the thing you have to fucking combat is like so much fucking anti-union rhetoric.
Yeah, which is why you say employee.
Again, we're focusing on the part that is not the fucking problem here.
Well, we're focusing. Well, we're focusing on rhetoric. Yeah, we're talking about the rhetoric. You know?
But that's the thing. Like, the rhetoric works if you know how to fucking say it without referencing socialism or communism.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And I'm saying that as someone who considers himself at the very least a socialist. Yeah, you know how you get people really into fucking workers' rights? You start talking about how much bosses suck. Like,
oh yeah,
like literally, I convinced someone who said that they were a fan of Elon Musk. I was like, all right, I want you to think of your boss. I want you to think of our boss.
Right.
Would you trust them to make decisions about your life?
Fuck no.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They're a fucking idiot. All right, Elon is a lot of people's bosses. He's a CEO.
Yeah.
How often have you had fucking problems with your getting in touch with anyone from fucking corporate, much less the CEO?
Yeah.
And how often have they actually been helpful? How often is it that you actually reach out to people who work in your field that actually have the knowledge to work in your field versus reaching out to one of these motherfuckers that has no fucking clue what this job is? Notice how I haven't said fuck all about labor unions, about the Communist Manifesto, labor rights, the bourgeoisie, the proletariat. I didn't say a fucking word about that.
Right. Because that would be alienating. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no.
Calling it employees' rights is one thing, but like calling it what it is, which is like, hey, maybe we should look, we're the guys that are working down here. We're the working stiffs. They don't understand what this job is. They are not like us.
Yeah.
So why do you think that like you should trust them to make decisions and policies based on the whole fucking country?
Yeah. When I think about the rhetoric, specifically, and it being perfectly aligned with the policy decisions, I think of Bernie Sanders, to be honest.
He's not bad at it.
Yeah, he's actually really good at it.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like that's the battle plan is like you have to fucking get it to
the whole anti-Bernie bro thing kind of pissed me off because I was like, oh god damn it.
Well, you made a video that was the perfect fucking you read the perfect fucking essay that was the response to that, which is like, look, they have a point and you're not listening to them and you keep pissing them off. Like, you need these people or else or else they're gonna fucking take shit over. And we just kept getting told to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And it was it's
to the detriment of the country.
Well, it's
to the detriment of the working class.
Yep.
Like,
hey, they're really good at splitting people up, man. Really good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, whenever I say like certain identity politics are dumb, I don't mean the causes. Absolutely.
Oh no, I didn't think you did. I didn't mean that.
Well, trans rights, civil rights, and shit like that have a reason to fucking exist, but you have to point out the reason why they're fucking using it to distract you from the real shit and why you shouldn't play into that fucking game. Like, no, you do need to embrace progressive policy because it's the exact opposite of what they're fucking saying.
Yeah.
Trying to be like them will not make you gain their voters. They think you're fucking demons.
Yeah.
You need to be the exact opposite of them. And the fact that Democratic leadership has said that we're going to move more towards the fucking center makes me want to pull my fucking hair out.
Yeah, because we're already so skewed to the right. We're going to move towards fascism if we do that.
Right.
Like that's what's so... We're not talking about the Republicans are not neoliberals anymore. They are fascists.
Yeah. Even the ones that don't agree with Donald Trump.
Yeah. And right now the Democratic Party is Britain before fucking Churchill showed up.
Yeah. It's like, oh, well, they're only invading Poland and France and and Australia.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
aren't
yeah.
real countries. Like,
Yeah, whereas they should have, like, oh my God, like that must have, historians must have been pulling their fucking hair out.
oh yeah,
You
no, like,
know, like, wait, they invaded Czechoslovakia? Wait, they're invading Poland? Oh shit, no, no, they're getting ready to take over all of Europe because that is the playbook, because that's what you have to do in order to take over Europe.
yeah, no, fascism needs war in order to work. It needs an enemy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Our weirdly enough, um our biggest defense right now is the fact that we are a gigantic country that is not used to invading.
Right.
That is not used to invading and holding on to territory. That right now,
Not really good at
our military weakness right now is our greatest strength.
Yeah, no, we're not really good at that whole invading and keeping territory thing.
Yeah.
We're good at the invading part. We're not
Oh
good
yeah,
at,
we can
like,
get there. Like I keep saying, American military can get there. Can it hold on to it? Not really. It can't nation change, you know?
Yeah. Like that's
But
the
if you
thing.
need us to
like-
put a big hole in something, we can get there, you know? That
that's the thing.
weakness is actually going to be our saving grace, I think.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like that's what, as a leftist, it's like, yeah, no, that there are people fucking saying, there are people fucking warning you about what was coming, and no one listened to them. Why? Because, well, oh, it's not gonna be that bad. Hitler didn't even fucking know about the fucking camps. Hear about that one? I found that one out recently.
Oh, you'd never
That
heard that
people-
one before?
It made too much
yeah.
sense. It made too much sense, but like the fact that no, it actually there were people that believed that Hitler would never knew about what was happening in these camps.
Yeah, whereas I was like, he was the dictator, motherfucker. He made every decision. When you're in that position, you absolutely know that that kind of shit is going on.
He's the one who fucking started the fucking
Yeah,
rhetoric.
he started them. You know,
Yeah.
even the order to start extermination would have been his. It was
Right.
his.
And he did too sign it.
Yeah.
Like,
You
But,
know,
like, that's
there
the-
is
that's
no
the
way
thing.
he didn't know.
yeah, but that's the thing. It's the same people will fucking believe that shit about Donald Trump. Oh, well,
yeah.
he doesn't.
yeah.
He doesn't mean all these people. He just means the bad ones. Yeah, but he thinks they're all bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, you know, there will be people to stop him. No, there won't. Well, he's going to make the price of eggs go down, or like, he's going to fix the economy. He can't.
He can't. That's not. It's. You have to have, in order to adjust an economy as the president, you have to have a very, very, very delicate touch, and his little fists are hams. They're little ham fists. He can only beat things, and that doesn't work
Yeah.
for economy management.
No.
It absolutely doesn't, because you have to fucking be subtle enough that you can keep the people with money happy, and you can keep the people without money just happy enough. You know, it's a horrible, horrible, evil game, but you got to be good at it if you're going to do it.
Well, you know, Trump is nothing but
You
someone
can't-
that likes to copy.
Yeah, and here's the other thing here's why Trump is also really going to be particularly bad at it. It's not a game you can cheat at. It's not a game you can cheat at. You have to bring up that GDP, and you have to make sure everyone's happy enough. If you don't have either of those two things, there's no way around it. Now, you can cheat and prevaricate in the face of any of those goals, but whether or not you get that part of it done, you can't cheat at.
Yeah. And like that also, like, Nazi Germany didn't get better.
No, it didn't.
Like,
No, it didn't.
I'm
Trains
not even
running on
talking about,
time,
like,
bullshit. They just said they did.
yeah, they just fabricated the evidence.
Mhm.
Like,
Yep.
but the thing is, like, Germans are very much to a fault, I would say. They're very, very much a regimented people, and they don't necessarily have like massive fucking revolts. America was supposedly founded upon one.
Well, what group are we talking about here?
like the Germans in Nazi Germany, like they are a lot more like what I meant by that is like they kind of just went with the flow, which there are Americans now that do that.
Oh
But
yeah. Well, like if you look into the history of like, the Weimar Republic and Germany right before the rise of the Third Reich, like
Mhm.
we've got elements of it,
Yeah,
but we are not actually in that position because their position actually got real bad.
don't
Like
worry, we
we
can probably
might be
get there
heading into
eventually.
it now.
Yeah.
We might be heading into it now, but we're not there yet. Because America so far has never been as bad as the Weimar Republic crashed, and there were a million reasons for it. A lot of it had to do with foreign trade. A
Mhm.
lot of it, like, I was saying this the other day. It's like the thing you have to understand about neoliberalism is it's all based around the idea that where trade routes are, armies do not cross. That you can't understand anything about neoliberalism unless you understand that.
Yeah.
It is at the end of the day an attempt to create peace through trade, and everything because we're human, anything in search of a greater goal is fair game, and that's where they go wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like eventually, if the only thing sacred is trade, you eventually make kings when you don't regulate trade.
Yeah. When you didn't intend to,
Yeah.
you accidentally make kings, and then those kings go against trade.
Yeah.
So it's always about picking your battles, no matter where you are in politics. It's always about that. Anyway,
Right.
but point is that the creation of Donald Trump as a king could lead us to becoming a Weimar Republic within, like, say, 10 years.
Yeah.
Because the economy could crash that badly.
Yeah.
The AI crash, even though it was like trillions of dollars, that didn't really affect anybody.
Well, it's because it's not labor.
Yeah. It had nothing to do with labor. The amount of people who lost their jobs over that was actually relatively infinitesimal. Because it's all just computers doing shit. And it's doing shit that doesn't directly affect your life, so you didn't notice. It also means that too many people got too much money if $1 trillion can be lost and the rest of us are like, like that should have been a big deal. That should have been a gigantic deal. We should be like
late-stage capitalism and inflation, motherfucker.
Yeah. But it wasn't, because it didn't even affect the price of eggs. Didn't even wiggle the needle on that.
No, affects the price of eggs.
Bird flu. Bird flu fucking
healthcare.
affects the price of eggs. That's what did it. Oh, this is Biden inflation. No, it's bird flu. It was gonna happen. It occasionally happens. What's important now is how long the recovery is gonna take. And that hasn't been great. Because, like, normally what would happen in a situation like this is that the government would step in, make sure everything was cool, and then we'd be back on track. But that didn't happen this time.
Well, yeah, because that gets in the way of profit.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We're talking about, like, we could
end up. It's always capitalism's fault.
It's always capitalism's fault. Yeah, because everything is built around capitalism. So it is always going to be its fault. The structures of our lives are built from capitalism. It has to be at fault. It's what everything's built on. It's like when your Lego structure falls apart, you're like, motherfucking Lego. Yes. Why are we blaming capitalism for everything? Because we've made capitalism into everything.
Yeah, it
It's
is
an argument you
literally
cannot be wrong on.
yeah, like it's literally in every aspect of your fucking life.
Yes.
Everything that has made your life miserable is because of capitalism.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's gonna be to blame when things go wrong. You know, that's
and,
the way it is.
and it's I mean, like,
Yeah, just like if we lived in Soviet Republic, socialism would be communism would be problem with everything. You know?
but we still get bread and we still get egg and
But we still get
vodka.
bread and eggs, you know. Maybe not potato. Maybe potato not so much.
But we get vodka.
We got vodka.
Like, that like at least at the end of a bread line you get bread, right?
Oh, right? You know, like, hey, I'm okay with food lines, to be told. Well, I'm not okay with food lines, but I am okay with people standing in line and getting food.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Here's your weekly stipend of groceries.
Yeah, here's your shit. You know, here's your shit. You get it. We're doing our best. And
Do I
that
have to
I
pay
think
anything
is the
for
thing
it?
that pisses
No,
me off.
you've already paid for it with your labor. You going to work has paid for this.
Yeah, yeah. That's the mindset. What was the problem? The problem with the downfall of Soviet communism was the same thing that is being the downfall of capitalism. Greed.
Yes.
Greed. The creation of oligarchs is what's going to do it. You know, because let's be honest, most people aren't that greedy.
No.
You know, they there are certain things that they want, and if they have the things that they want, yeah, they're pretty cool. They're cool with not having as much money.
Right.
You know, just as long as they can cover everything that they might need to fucking cover, which is why they're all always so fucking petrified of losing. Why they're also fucking petrified of public health care.
Yeah.
You know, because right now everyone is focused on that as the largest single expense that they shouldn't have to be paying.
Right. And that's the reason why capitalism is fighting that fight so fucking hard.
Yeah. Do you think it will get so bad that people will finally turn on the fact? Yeah.
It happens every fucking time.
Yeah, every time it happens. The only thing that was different about Germany is that we destroyed it before the people got to that point. But if you want a better example of what could happen with America, look at Italy.
See, that's the thing, right? Everyone's comparing Trump to Hitler, which, like, there's some similarities.
Oh, there's comparisons to be made, yes.
But I think the more apt comparison could be like either Pinochet or fucking Mussolini.
Mussolini is my big go-to. Orange Mussolini.
Yeah.
Mango Mussolini, you know.
He is this false portrayal of manliness that only the losers of the losers actually fucking buy.
Yeah.
The problem is they militarize those losers. Like,
well, yeah, and to be fair, and to be honest, the Italian democratic system, the Italian society at the time, they actually had a better democratic system than Germany did at the time. So they also had a major, but they also had a greater socialist background. So it was very easy for them to mobilize against, against Mussolini when that shit started to turn.
Lest we forget, like, a lot of Catholics at the time were socialist.
Yeah. Oh, Franco? I don't think Trump is smart enough to be a Franco. I think J.D. Vance is, though.
Yeah, well.
I think he could be a Franco, but, like, Trump is the guy.
J.D. Vance, who's that?
Yeah, exactly.
I think his vice president's Elon Musk.
Yeah, but Elon Musk is, let's be real honest. Elon Musk is going to, if allowed to, he's going to turn into Idi Amin.
Yeah. Like that's like again, Musk is doing the loud, like the quiet part out loud way too often.
Like the also just watching the egos in that fucking Oval Office where I'm like, Musk is standing in front of the president.
His kid told the president to shut his fucking mouth. I Did you see that?
I did not.
Oh my fucking god! Like his little whatever the fuck that little
Sign of the
shit's name
horn.
is.
Hey,
Literally
thanks to Fifty's
told
Realm. May all the material wealth of this world and sex be yours.
Damn.
Well, you don't get to have all the sex. You gotta leave some for the rest of us. But like, you know, may you have all that you care for.
Anyways, like no, like he literally looked at Donald Trump and said, "Shut your mouth." And Trump just like stared at him and then like just kind of like turned his head.
From the mouth of babes, man.
Yeah, but like, what are kids really? They're recorders of adult conversations.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I guarantee you, Elon has fucking told him, oh, I told the president to shut his mouth. Like,
I mean his little bulletproof shield there.
well, he's not bulletproof. Eventually, someone's not going to give a shit about that little kid's life.
Yeah.
I hate to say it that way, but like,
Well,
you know.
I found myself going like, there are two reasons you do this. One, to have a bulletproof shield. And two, because you're trying to raise a little prince. And he's probably doing both. But I find myself going, like, but it speaks of such a pathological fucking mindset. Both of them.
Oh yeah.
Both of
Yeah.
them, both Elon and Trump. They're here's the thing about them. When we say you can't trust Trump, and I know most of the people in chat understand this. But
At least I hope so.
Yeah, at least I hope so. But in case you're hearing this at some other time in some other context and you just tapped upon it, you literally cannot trust Trump because he literally has no ability to follow through on that trust. None. He has zero.
And he has no history of following through on that trust.
Yeah, exactly. Because he literally cannot do it. He is incapable of it. He's pathologically incapable. You know, and that doesn't mean he just really doesn't want to. I mean, like, his brain is so diseased, he cannot reciprocate.
Right.
You know, he cannot do it. It's not a will not, it's a cannot. And to me, that makes him even more dangerous. But it also surprises me as to why people do trust him. And with that,
because they also
look at both
diseased brains.
Yeah, because I look at religion in America, but the real side eye to me, goes, oh god damn it, I lost it.
I'll say it. Trump's the Antichrist.
Yeah, Trump is kind of the Antichrist, but like really
no.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was like, Fox News is in on it, definitely. But the real side eye goes to religion in America. The real side eye goes to religion in America because we allowed priests to endorse politicians from the pulpit. That used to be illegal. Like, illegal. You would lose your religious your protected religious status if you did that.
Yeah, and
it's not that you couldn't exist anymore, but now we're going to tax you because now you're involved in politics.
Right. Oh, it used to be like you were like even when everyone knew what you believed, you weren't allowed to fucking say, you know,
vote for this guy.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, God's in charge of everything. So whoever God wants to be president or whatever is going to be a president.
Yeah, and that shit really started under George W. Bush.
Yep. You ever watch that movie Jesus Camp?
Oh God, yeah. Well, we're living in its full bloom.
Well, Republicanism really is like Republican beliefs, conservatism really is just like constantly finding like some weird cult of personality that works for like a demographic.
Oh yeah, it's all demagoguery.
Yeah.
It's all demagoguery because what do you think Christianity is preparing you for? Whether you think there is any value in Christianity, you gotta admit it's used by the power structure in order to uphold our little colonial way of life.
Right.
And the colonialism specifically. That's why they don't go for the communism, which is another way that they could go. But no, can't be communist, therefore we got a colonialist.
At one point, there were like Christian socialists that were in positions of power, but then they got fucking eliminated. Do you know who like started like basically embracing Christian conservatism?
Yeah, be the Republican Party.
No, the person who like popularized it, Billy Graham.
On what?
Billy Graham.
Billy Graham. Yeah, I hate the fact that there's so much shit named after Billy Graham in this city.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Billy Graham, Jerry Falwell, a lot of those like fuckers. old school televangelists, people who made God a business.
Yep, them's that put God on TV.
Now we're gonna switch from politics to religion. We've jokingly talked about this, but I truly believe that we are onto something. They really are the cult of Mammon. Every indicator.
Totally.
Every indicator of what happens when Mammon creates a cult, like according to the doctrine, is exactly what happened to like Christianity in America.
Oh yeah, totally. It's completely corrupted. It's completely and utterly corrupted. By money.
Jimmy
Once
Carter,
again, capitalism.
It's always there, isn't it?
It's always, well, like I said, it's what everything's based on, so it's always going to be at fault. And I don't mean that flippantly. I mean that for real.
Yeah.
But capitalism has no one else to blame.
Yeah.
No
matter how much people who enjoy capitalism want to fucking tell you, like, it's always the fucking problem.
Yeah. It's always, when you're talking about America, it's always going to be the fucking problem. Oh man, hold on, I'm going to refill my coffee.
No, you're good. You're good. Hi, folks. I wonder who Ayn Rand feels turning her grave, how many neocons have hijacked objectivism. Oh no, Ayn Rand supported this shit. Remember, she was kind of a fucking anti-Semite herself. And she died penniless and, in shambles because she tried to live her lifestyle and it didn't work for her. Trump is the Antichrist, is Elon the false prophet then? No. I don't mean this in any like sexist way or any like homophobic way. I myself am a queer. I honestly feel like if Elon fits any part of the revelation, he is the whore of Babylon. He is Jezebel. Watching Mandy with Wolf tomorrow. She hasn't seen it and looks for some cage. Fuck yeah. You should probably warn her about a lot of cock shots there. I didn't warn a friend of that, and it was not a good time. So I remember some idiot I was arguing with who said he's a Christian and anti-communist. How bad could he be when talking about the death of Shinzo Abe and its connection to Ayn Rand wrote the fan fiction blueprint of fan fiction. It's true. Like, I tried to be a good little right-wing libertarian back in the day and read Ayn Rand, and that bitch cannot write.
Oh, man.
But yeah, like it's the moment that money got like greed was introduced into the religion. Like we used to have Christians like Jimmy Carter, right?
Oh no,
Jimmy
they were
Carter.
always rare.
Well, you know what I fucking mean. Like Christians who at least had the veneer of like I need to help my fucking neighbor.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I mean, I can't say Jimmy Carter was a bad man.
No, he lived his religion.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that.
Since the invention of the televangelist and since like the fucking growing of that of evangelical Christianity or even like fuck what do they call it, prosperity gospel.
Oh yeah.
The religion has had a weird like morality has fucking changed.
Yeah, because it became
It
about
is
the worship
no
of money.
Yeah, it's no longer about the teachings of Christ, because if it was not the teachings of Christ, they would be ashamed of the shit that came out of their mouth, right?
Yeah. But they created a morality where greed was good. And
Right.
yeah, it really started in the era of the tent revivals of the Depression.
Yeah.
And but now we're seeing its maturation. You know, we're seeing it fully grown, and it's horrifying. You know, it's also horrifying to see how it connects to like the wellness movement and the self-help movement and
Mhm.
the positive thinking movement. You know, it's got its fingers in all those pies. You know, and it's
The manosphere,
yeah, the manosphere. That's another one because that's part of the self-help. That's part of the self-help thing.
yeah.
You know, whereas I find myself going, look, man, if you're having a problem with masculinity, you need to spend time being a servant of the people.
Right.
You know, this other stuff, yeah, it'll feel good, but it won't actually get you any farther. It won't get you any farther than feeling good. You
Right.
know, because the power that you're tapping into isn't yours.
Right.
You know, that's why when people like attack Andrew Tate, people like lose their goddamn minds. Or when people attack Elon Musk or even Donald Trump, they lose their minds because they're siphoning power off of somebody else. You know,
Right.
and if that person loses their power or loses their mana, you know, because it's been destroyed by, say, you know, they not like us,
Right.
you know, then they lose that power because it's not there anymore. You
Yeah.
know,
But again, that's like it's like that cult of personality, that cult of greed, that cult of mammon. Like Jesus at no fucking point said anything about gaining wealth or hoarding it or making sure that you don't help those that are less fortunate to you. Matter of fact, said a lot of the opposite.
yeah, he said, in fact, famously said the opposite. You cannot serve God and mammon both.
Right.
You know, how can a rich man find God? Give away all your worldly possessions.
I
Because,
can't. You remember, because that's the fucking punchline of that story is the rich man cries because he knows he cannot.
yeah, you can't do it. Can't do it. So he will never enter the heavenly kingdom. You know, because what is the heavenly kingdom referring to? Really? Humanity.
Yes.
The love of humanity. That is what it's actually talking about. You know.
And they don't have that because they replaced it with the fear of God and hell. Jack, I've read that fucking Bible a few times. I'm pretty sure you have too.
Yeah. It's a long book to get through.
It is a long book to get through, and there's a lot of begatting that happens in it. But I don't remember very many descriptions of hell.
No, there aren't any.
Like even in that wacky fucking last book, the Book of Revelations, the one that's very like, heavy metal. Um, like there's mention of Satan and there's mention of Lake of Fire, but there's no mention of like eternal hell.
Yeah, correct. It doesn't. The depictions of hell are largely, I don't even know what you would call it. We'll call it Bible fan fiction.
Yeah.
The majority of depictions of hell are Bible fan fiction. They come from things like Paradise Lost, Dante's Inferno, Gehenna,
Zoroastrianism is like a big
Zoroastrianism, yeah,
is
Hades.
yeah.
That's another one. Things like that. That's where we get the ice. It's from Hades.
Yeah. But like all the descriptions of hell and all the threats of eternal damnation do not exist within that book.
No, they generally don't. They talk a lot about damnation and what will send you there, but they don't actually depict what is there directly. Most of that comes from other shit.
But remember,
hell,
when Jesus
even
died,
Lucifer
mm-hmm.
is like,
Kind
Lucifer
of
does not
God's
become the
hitman?
big bad guy until you leave the Bible, essentially.
Yeah.
You
Jesus died, went to Hades to take the keys of damnation, to take the keys of freedom with him. He is the ultimate sacrifice for all of humanity.
Yeah.
To forgive it of all of its sins.
Yeah.
Because it's it's a parable book. This is a man who lived for his fellow humans until the system decided he needed to die.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he makes the ultimate sacrifice.
Jesus was a socialist,
and therefore gets the ultimate reward.
Right.
Like
it's the ultimate reward is like not heaven. Heaven isn't like a place, it's a state of being.
Yeah.
Thank you. I like, some people would not know what I fucking meant when I said that.
No, I absolutely know what you're talking about when you say that. Absolutely.
Yeah, like, heaven isn't a place. You don't get a fucking mansion with gold paved roads. Like,
no. If anything, if there is a place we go to after life, you probably have to build it.
Or you have to learn how to build it with other people.
Yeah. You have to build it because, like, oh, I'm going to get some reward. God's just going to give it to you. Why? That's a deal that has a catch.
Yeah.
That's a deal that has a catch, and I'm like, if it's got a catch, it ain't paradise.
And that's the reason why I hope hell doesn't exist. Like, if there's an afterlife.
Well, hell exists in the way that you just described heaven.
Yeah.
And that place is damn real. Like, I know what hell looks like. It looks like a party in a boardroom from fucking Wolf of Wall Street. That's hell. It's very exciting. It looks very enticing, but everyone around you is just an asshole. You don't want to be around them. You would rather have that shit with good people. But the good people don't get to have that because all the assholes have stolen it. They've taken it. They've claimed it for themselves and kicked everybody else and then made rules to say that you couldn't do otherwise. You either live in the hell of other people or the hell of your own identity. And I'm going to tell you, Trump and Musk live in the hell of their own identity because they know it ain't real. They know it ain't real because they are actually empty inside.
And how do we know that they know it ain't real? Because they haven't stopped. They have.
Mm-hmm. If it was real, they would stop.
Yeah. If Elon Musk could become the world's first trillionaire.
Mm-hmm.
and he still isn't slowing down. And now he's gotten to the point where he's actively trying to buy power. He wants to become the king of Earth.
Yeah, no, he does. He does. He absolutely wants to become the king of Earth. And I don't know exactly how he intends on doing that.
Oh, he thinks he's likable. He hires a bunch of sycophants around him. That's the reason why like only 19 to 25-year-old white dudes on 4chan want to be around him. And he surrounds himself with those people that constantly tell him that he's a genius and that he's the coolest fucking guy that ever existed and fucking blow him all day. So then he buys Twitter because he wants to like, yeah, I'm famous. People like me. And he goes on Twitter and changes everything and makes that place into a hellhole, and nobody is on the fucking thing anymore.
Yeah.
Like everything is a desperate attempt to fucking make people like him because he thinks he should be well liked because of how much money he has.
Well, he knows he's unlikable. Therefore, he's constantly trying to change that. But he can't do that internally.
Yeah, he's won the game. He's the world's most richest man. Why does no one want to spend time with him?
Because he's a shitheel.
Exactly, but he can't fucking process that.
Yeah. Let me put it this way. Fucking, oh man, give me one of the greatest heels in wrestling.
You know what? After this, because I am kind of like getting tired of politics, we should talk about Dark Match because I have some opinions.
We'll talk about some shit, but like, give me one of the greatest heels of all time.
Like someone that absolutely, like, no matter what, was ever liked. Like, never had like their fucking like.
Yeah, but was like a star.
The Iron Sheik.
Okay, the Iron Sheik. If the Iron Sheik wins WrestleMania, everyone still hates him.
Yes.
You know, he could be the champion, but he will still be hated.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's his job. He's supposed to be hated.
Yeah.
Difference is the world ain't kayfabe, brother.
Oh, someone tell the Iron Sheik that. Holy crap.
Well, he's dead now, so
that's right. That's right. I keep forgetting. Hell, I forgot while he was alive.
You know? You can't smoke crack for that long to keep living.
No.
Actually, I agree with Flashman. Vince McMahon may be the wrestling's greatest heel of all time.
Yeah, but if I say he won WrestleMania, you wouldn't buy the analogy.
Well, that's the thing, right? The Mr. McMahon character only worked when he was getting his comeuppance.
Yeah, so he can't ever go to WrestleMania.
Well, he can, but he has to like end it by getting the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
That's what's the great thing about pro wrestling is occasion like you can almost guarantee at some point, the person you absolutely hate, Bobby the Brain Heenan, will eventually get chokeslammed by Andre the Giant.
Yeah. Actually, one of my favorite heels back in the 80s was the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and his fucking servant, Virgil.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I loved to hate those guys.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing, right? Virgil eventually got his comeuppance and was fucking hot over for one match.
Yeah.
And then after that, no one gave a shit about it.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad match too. I forget who was playing. Wasn't he playing like the Red Rooster or some shit?
No, that's Terry Taylor. No, Virgil was still Virgil when he had
No. I mean, who he was fighting. No,
he was fighting the $1 Million Man.
Oh, he fought the $1 Million. Oh, yeah. I didn't see this.
He fought Ted DiBiase. Yeah, no, like it had Piper on fucking commentary, and if you've ever listened to Roddy Piper do commentary, it's amazing. He's like, "Come on, Virgil, get up, you son of a bitch, yeah, fight him!" And it's like, I'm like sitting there like, yeah, fucking get him, Virgil.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, watch that match again. That shit is red hot. The wrestling sucks, but like the crowd is fucking eating out of the palm of their hand.
Yeah. That's a heel versus heel match that somehow fucking completely worked.
But the thing is like the $1 Million Man kept abusing Virgil, and like fucking to the point where Virgil finally stood up for himself and started fighting back.
Yeah.
And then that was his moment of becoming a face.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
lasted for like 2 weeks. Because unfortunately Virgil just never got another shot.
Yeah, I still say like, oh god, my favorite match of all time is still I can't remember the fucking event, but it was one of the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Nature Boy fucking matches.
That match happened forever.
That was forever ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was forever
But that
ago.
match,
Still one of my favorites.
yo, yeah, because like Ric Flair is so detestable. You know, he's the wheeling, the styling and profiling, kiss
Yeah.
stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. He's that guy that's so fucking good and flaunts it in front of you. And Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is a working dad.
Yeah. Yeah. And oh my god, that match is awesome because gotta give it. The reason those matches are so good, and that one in particular, is because at the end of the day, they're both showmen.
Yeah.
You know, Ric Flair will lose if it makes will allow himself to lose if it makes a better show.
Oh, absolutely. He wants to sell tickets. He don't give a fuck about being champion. He's
Yeah.
not Mark.
Yeah. You know, like the show's the thing. That's more important.
Yeah,
know?
the gate at the end of the fucking night is what I give a shit about. I want to make money.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck about no weird title.
Yeah, as long as I'm making the most money, you can hate Nature Boy all you want. I'm laughing all the way to the bank.
One of my favorite Hill stories is Bobby the Brain Heenan, right? So the other nickname he had was the Weasel. So how that got started is they started selling these like bumper stickers that said, "I hate the Weasel," right?
Okay. But they weren't talking about no Pauly Shore.
No. They're talking about Bobby the Brain Heenan. So Bobby
shit, that's
Heenan,
right.
yeah,
I forgot that.
So Bobby Heenan, like, because he is a genius, knew exactly how to sell this shit. Which is, he got a kid to like hold one. He snatched it out of the kid's hand, took it.
Yeah,
into
we were
the
totally
ring
talking
and
straight guy drag. We're talking about wrestling.
Yeah. And ripped it in half in front of the entire audience. Like he was like mad about it. Instant sellout. Because it pissed off Bobby the Brain Heenan. He can't rip all of them up. We'll fight him.
Oh my god. Oh, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Like, oh my god, another guy, another wrestling personality, because he wasn't actually a fighter. That you love to hate, Brother Love.
The Jerry Falwell of WWF at the time. They couldn't say he was a Christian. They couldn't say he was preaching from the Bible because that might make people mad. But he's preaching from the book of love.
You know, like because you know, at the end of the day, everyone knows that these televangelists are full of shit. It's just that they get you sometimes anyway. They all know they're full of shit.
Do you know this fun fact that Brother Love was the first manager of The Undertaker?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That was when he was known as. That was when he was known as Kane the Undertaker.
Oh, so before he was really known.
Yeah, like this is when the gimmick was just starting, and then they got Percy Pringle, who would later be known as Paul Bearer, to show up. So Paul Bearer,
Paul Bearer is what really helped that shit take off.
Well, yeah, because like
because Undertaker needed a hype man.
Well, he needed a hype man, but he needed a hype man to match the gimmick.
Yes. Yes.
And you can't have like Brother Love bringing out this fucking zombie wizard.
Satanic zombie wizard guy. You know, it kind of doesn't work. You could see the connection, but you're like, I don't know about that. You needed Paul Bearer.
Right. So they were doing like, they were trying to book this guy, and he brought his resume in, and he is a no fucking bullshit legitimate mortician. Like he went to mortician school and actually embalmed bodies and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And he puts the fucking like he puts the fucking resume in front of Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon's like, pal, mortician. And he was like, oh, I fucked this up. And he's like, don't worry, pal, we got the right job for you. And they made him Paul Bearer. because of that.
Oh, dude. Well,
And then,
that's
like, you
awesome.
know, he has that naturally high pitched voice too. So all we
Yeah,
had
yeah,
to
yeah.
do was add a little bit of theatrics to it, and it went over like fucking game busters.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was also like when he also brought in a lot of the like, he also brought in the whole like horror host like aspect.
Right? Yeah, because like you had Paul Bearer's fuck, what did they call it? Someone out there will probably remember it, but it was like the no Paul Bearer's funeral parlor where he would like do an interview segment inside of his funeral parlor.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, Rick Rude actually got Paul Bearer the
Rick
interview. Oh
Rick
man,
Rude
Rick
Rick
Rude.
Rude is just Rick Rude's just one of those guys that everyone back in the day was connected somehow to in
Well,
wrestling.
like he's also got one of those guys that has like the best reputation.
Yeah, like you know, despite being the type of heel that he was, which is like a womanizing,
Oh
sexy
yeah,
guy,
yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure he
generally a
was
nice
actually
person.
wasn't he actually gay?
No, he was married.
Oh, he's married. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
the
serially
ravishing
monogamous.
Rick Rude.
All
I'll
you
never
sweat hogs out there.
I'll never forget
Let
that
me show
shit.
you what a real man looks like.
Dude, I will
And
never forget that shit.
the problem was is like fuck, he's hot. like,
That's
like
good
it'd be
looking
different.
dude.
Yeah, it'd be different. He looked like me, like you know, because that would add another layer to it. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah, yeah.
but
But it'd be in a different direction.
yeah, like exactly. The problem with Rick Rude is like fuck, he is hot.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like, well, it was funny because it was like, what if someone who made a persona based off what everyone assumed about Shawn Michaels?
Well, that was just who Shawn Michaels was for a while.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But it was like the Rick Rude was actually like,
The progenitor of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I gotta say, I think Rick Rude did it better.
Well, Rick Rude could be intimidating. Like Shawn Michaels in his best days was never scary.
Yeah, he was a really good wrestler, but he wasn't. You weren't scared to fight. You could only lose, right? You know.
To quote Jim Cornette, he was 0 for life in real fights.
Oh my god, that's Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah, he's like every time he'd get in a real fight, he'd get his ass whooped.
Oh man.
Bret Hart fucking took a chunk of his hair out once in a fight and put it on Vince McMahon's desk.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wrestling's great, which is like the reason why I kind of sort of enjoyed that dark match movie.
Yes. Yes.
So I watched you and Guru's review, which you could find over at the Horror Guru on here on YouTube.
On YouTube. This very
Yeah.
platform. Blood splatter.
This platform right here. Yeah. I watched the review for Dark Match, and I was like, all right, I have opinions about some of the critiques here, but I need to watch the movie first. So I watched the movie.
So I
First
take
off,
it you
how-
liked it.
Yeah, it was the guy who made Wolf Cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's really not much there I could have
Yeah.
not
Well,
liked.
the thing I liked about it is that all the schlock unlike Wolf Cop in Dark Match, all the schlock is taken very seriously.
Yeah. Earnestly.
Yeah,
Like, it was
very earnest. Like you could tell there's wrestling love here.
right. I think what I love the most about it is like, so to spoil this movie a little bit, even with spoilers, you have to watch this shit. The fact that like all the wrestlers that got sacrificed were heels and all the baby faces were the bad guys in real life, that actually is like a thing that happens in wrestling.
Oh yeah.
So like in wrestling, like when you're a heel, like your job is to piss people off, right? And most of the time you exercise those fucking demons from your body. So therefore you're kind of a nice guy behind the scenes into actual people.
Right.
On the other hand, baby faces have to be nice all the fucking time, and they're usually the biggest egomaniacs in the world. Example would be like a Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was
Yeah.
a babyface for the majority of his career, but was insufferable everywhere else. Like, um, but I did enjoy Dark Match. I did appreciate you saying that shit was like AEW. First off, there were 20 people in that crowd. That is a
Yes.
TNA show if there's ever been a TNA show in your fucking life. Right? That shit's like an outlaw indie show. Like, the wrestling in it wasn't bad either. Like,
No, no. It was as you would
Consi-
expect from professional live stunt performers, it was pretty good. Even when
Well,
they were fighting actors, right?
yeah, like that was what I was gonna say. Like there's only like, so the guy that was under the mask, Enigma, he and Chris Jericho obviously are both professional wrestlers.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why like Enigma did all the fucking cool spots in that fucking movie. Like, um, uh, listen, Sun Wizard, you know the best time to get into wrestling? Right now. The second best time, the best time would have been in the past. The second best time is right now. Wrestling is the greatest thing you're not watching. Um, but yeah, I liked the movie. It was very schlocky. It was very Wolf Cop, very much like that. This was shot to be in a video rental store type vibe. Which,
Oh yeah. Like they
you
knew
know,
what
we
they
both
knew what
vibe
movie
with.
they were making.
Yeah.
You know.
It's sad to say that Jericho was like, Chris Jericho may have been the worst actor in that film.
Oh yeah. No. That's what I was hoping for.
Right.
You know? I thought everyone was going to be even worse.
Right.
You know? I'm okay with Chris Jericho being the worst actor in a movie, because I'm like, all right, if this is the worst, I can survive that.
Yeah.
You know, that's not that bad. You know, but if he's the best, you're in trouble.
Or as I like to call it, in the sweet spot.
Well, okay, you're in trouble unless you're watching actual wrestling.
No, you're in trouble. Like, you're in trouble if you're trying to watch this with people that aren't on that vibe. You know, it's like you're trying. It's like trying to watch Brain Damage around normal people.
Oh, I see what you mean. No, I was talking about just Chris Jericho's acting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Jericho's the best actor in this movie, me and you go like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, this is going to be entertaining in a whole different way.
We're going to see at least 4 tits tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember if there was nudity in Dark
There
Match.
was.
I thought so. I remember tits.
During the weird, like, orgy party thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I seem to remember tits, but, like, there's so much else going on, you know?
And Stephen Ogg was great in his fucking role.
Oh my god, yes.
So, like, that is a wrestling staple character, which is the old veteran heel. It's the guy that sticks around until he's 50, and the reason why is because he's actually a really good wrestler.
Well, I mean, someone's got to be Ric Flair now.
Right. Well, maybe not Ric Flair levels, but someone you can trust to not fucking hurt the new babyface heel and also get them over. Like, you know, big bully Douglas bullshit.
Yeah. Somebody, so you know, a jobber.
Yeah.
You know, you're Brutus and Barber beefcakes. You know,
I would say like kind of Brutus Barber beefcake. I would say more like fuck, who would be a good thing that maybe you'll he's like the Mr. Fuji. Someone that if you're trying to get over a new baby face, you put him up against first to test the waters to see how the crowd will react.
Right. Oh, Mr. Fuji.
The Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like he's definitely not like the guy you put the title on all the time, but he's definitely someone that tests the young baby face.
Yeah. The reason the guy always gets hired is he does good, solid work.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and he can piss off people, and that sells tickets.
Yep.
But yeah, as far as a wrestling movie though, there is one movie I think that does the wrestling movie better, wrestling horror movie better, and only because it basically does a wrestling horror tournament. Hold on one second. I gotta find the fucking name of it because it's like right on the tip of my tongue.
I was like, is it the one that Jimmy Hart was in?
Yes.
I can't remember the title of it either, but I know which one you're going to bring up.
God damn it. Okay.
I think it was something really simple like Wrestlers versus Monsters or something.
Monster Brawl.
Monster Brawl, yeah.
Yes. Monster Brawl. I remember it because like that movie is basically a wrestling pay-per-view that has Dave Foley in it.
Yes. Yeah, well, like, and it even, the thing that I appreciated, and this is something that I don't think enough people really appreciated, is it even ended like a SummerSlam. You know?
No, for real. Like, it ended like with the big fucking blowout, like, brawl. It was amazing.
Well, not just that, but the arrival of like the new threat that's gonna be the bad guy that season.
Yeah.
You know?
it's the ending of stories, but like also the
beginnings of
cliffhanger,
new
like,
ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Because wrestling doesn't have an off season, like, so,
yeah, it just keeps
like,
going. It just keeps going. It's like a soap opera, baby.
My big brother called wrestling modern Greek theater. Not far off, to be honest.
I would not say that was far off at all. Like,
I call it real life anime or real life comic books. Like, I mean, where else are you going to see
about it is I think about it as a stunt show, like an improvised stunt show.
Yeah,
you know, that's because kayfabe helps just even if you know it exists because it helps the story illusion. You know, but
because like,
I don't.
Who goes into?
I don't need the Iron Sheik to be a real guy, if you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, because like, who goes into fight? Like, the people who say like, it's fake, right? I'm like, no shit. You're telling me Chris Evans? You're telling me Chris Evans isn't Captain America?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel about it. You know, I like the drama of it coming to its physical conclusion.
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, there will be a fight.
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a fight. That's the one thing you can guarantee.
It's drag for straight guys, like legit. No, it's drag for everybody, including us gays. Like this ain't the wrestling of the old days. Queers are not only allowed to be in it, they are prominent within it.
Yeah, these days in particular, it's gotten way queerer. Queer's the wrong word. More queer accepting.
Yes.
You know, and more queer indulgent. You know, indulges more in that stuff openly and with a level of pride.
Yeah, being gay doesn't automatically mean that you don't get a job.
Yeah.
And you're not settled with a gay character.
Yeah. Yeah, it's opened up a bit, despite like Vince McMahon and all his bullshit.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him forever. And
Every King is just a wrestler who put on better clothes.
How dare you? All right. Those bitches in wrestling spend a lot of fucking time on their gear. Some of them sew it themselves.
One guy that I was always fascinated with, you know, you could definitely tell what era of wrestling I became a fan in, was Macho Man.
You grew up in the Hulk and Friends.
Hulk and Friends. But there was something about Macho Man that I was actually really sad whenever Macho Man would go heel.
Right. Because, like, that's the thing. Macho Man never really changed his gimmick. He just changed his intentions.
Yeah. Yeah. But whenever you would see Macho Man get, like, interviewed or something, you're just sort of like, Oh my God, he seems like the nicest guy. Like the nicest, most intimidating man you will ever meet.
Listen, the macho man sometimes also has to deal with the beliefs
Full
and doubts
range of
and then
emotions. Yeah, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry some more. I'm gonna get back up. 'Cause I'm a macho man. That's how you be a macho man.
And that's what masculinity is all about. That's what macho madness is about. And it's like, oh
Yeah,
man,
such a good,
why weren't
such a
you the
cool
one?
interview.
Why weren't you the Hulkamania?
I know, right? And
All
I
right,
was
'cause-
so pissed. I was so pissed to find out that the Ultimate Warrior was such an asshole. You know,
Yeah,
because I was like, oh
yeah.
God damn it, dude! Like I thought that was just like an act.
No.
No,
It
you
may
really
have
are a
been
piece of shit. Fuck you, my fucking Ultimate Warrior.
Like nobody liked working with that guy. Nobody fucking liked the guy at all.
Yeah.
And like because he dies, now we have to treat him like he's some fucking wrestling saint. Fuck that.
No,
movies.
no. He could be a legend, but he's not a good guy. You know, if you want, like, look, WWE, like I still sometimes say WWF, right? You know?
It's all right.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, oh, come on, don't completely get rid of the Ultimate Warrior. But I understand why they want to.
Yeah, but also like, also there's also a Chris Benoit there. So like, if you had to pick someone to completely eliminate from your fucking history,
yeah. You want to go with the person who actually killed their family,
right?
Ooh.
I've heard people try to defend Chris Benoit and say that he deserves to go in the Hall of Fame and that we should forgive him for what he did.
Oh no, no, we can't. Well, I mean,
no, you know why?
You can forgive, but you can't forget, and he doesn't. And I'm sorry, like, dude murdered his family. It at that point, it doesn't matter why.
Yeah.
You know, unless we were literally being invaded by aliens that were taking human form, there is no way. You know, it's just asking too much. Like, so yeah, like going like, yeah, Chris Benoit. Like, I get it. Like, murder happened.
Yeah.
You know, and the worst kind, you know?
Yeah. I also think Jimmy Snuka should be excommunicado as well. He literally killed a woman, and the only reason why he got out is because Vince McMahon convinced the police he was actually a savage from the islands of Samoa.
Yeah, that's right. Oh.
Yeah. Racism, saving the day again.
Yep. Yeah, isn't Andre the Giant in the Hall of Fame? Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Of course. And that guy was apparently an amazing dude.
Until you pissed him off.
Well, I mean, you know, that's kind of like everybody's limit.
Well, famously against the Ultimate Warrior, he kept fucking, you know, hitting Andre stiff, and Andre was getting to the point where he couldn't be hit stiff anymore. So Andre was getting real tired of that shit. So he fucking backed him into a corner and just unleashed the most ungodly farts that could ever exist in a human body. Like Andre's farts were so bad they were legendary. Apparently the guy would fart in the car and it would smell like multiple things had died that day. Like
yeah, he would be like, that was a good one. Hey, what the? Oh!
Oh no, you
my mouth is open and everything.
But like he would ride with like Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gene Okerlund, and like he would be driving and then he would hit the window lock. That would flow.
Oh shit! Open it up, man.
So he got Ultimate Warrior at a fucking corner and just started dropping bombs on him. Like, and every time Warrior would try to fucking get out of it, he would just literally bash him
during a match.
Yes, this was during a match.
Man, I missed this one.
Well, this is when they were on the road doing like dark matches and house shows. And shit
Okay.
like
It was
that.
during a match, but not when they were like not on television.
Yeah, it wasn't televised. This is the fucking house show circuit. And,
Got it.
You know,
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, so Warrior just kept trying to fuck with him. So eventually Andre just fucking clobbered him into a corner and farted on him until he was like, "Are you done?"
Going to be a good boy. Yeah.
Stop being such a fucking idiot. It's like, also, Chris was the reason why we had the PG era, because, you know, he murdered his family. True.
True. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Andre hit so hard one time he cracked his paint. That I remember.
You gotta remember, this guy would hold beer cans and make them look like us fucking tiny ass like Coke cans that exist now.
Yeah.
And he'd hold like full beer cans like that. He would drink gallons upon gallons of wine to get drunk.
Oh my God. A friend of mine has a funny story. They used to live
About Andre the Giant?
About Andre the Giant.
Oh, okay.
The Giant. Her mom lived in the same like complex that Andre Giant did. In fact, a lot of the WWF at the time wrestlers lived in that apartment complex.
Right.
And one day, you know, and she lived on the ground floor near the pool. And one day, mom left pie out to cool on the windowsill.
Bad move.
And fucking Andre the Giant just came over and ate it.
Yep.
And he's just like, oh.
That was a good pie.
Yeah. He later wrote a note and apologized. He's like, very, very sorry. I was very, very high and very, very hungry. And like paid for it.
God, I can't imagine how much fucking pot that guy would have to smoke.
Dude,
in order to
it
get
must
high.
have been ungodly.
He would just grab like a whole fucking like tree and just rip the buds off of it and just roll that in like a
fucking
crepe
seed. Andre the
paper.
Giant smoked seeds. What are those? Oh man.
Don't you eat this? Oh, I'm gonna eat that pie.
I'm gonna eat that pie, you know, like. But yeah, apparently that was an apartment complex that a lot of the wrestlers like lived in.
Yeah,
like, apparently
because you don't buy a house when you're being booked.
Right. There was like apparently Andre the Giant, and I don't know if they lived there, but they were there a lot, which was like Macho Man and George Animal Steel.
Probably Miss Elizabeth and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly. I think the other one was Roddy Piper, who was there a lot.
George the Animal Steel is an interesting character.
He is.
Because like his character is that of literally like he was a hairy bald man. I don't know how else to
He's
fucking
the Tor
describe
Johnson of his era.
Yeah. That's the reason why he played.
That's
Tor
why they
Johnson
picked
in
him
the
to
movie.
play Tor Johnson in the fucking Ed Wood
movie. Yeah. But he was a fucking English teacher.
Yep.
Who moonlighted as a wrestler. And his gimmick as a wrestler was that of a fucking like missing link Neanderthal.
Yep.
But he could like properly read Shakespearean prose.
And he always had that green tongue.
Yeah, that the guy with like, you remember that fucking like paint candy shit? That's what they put on his tongue.
Yeah. Man, too much, man. Oh.
Wrestling's just full of fucking great characters. But yeah, I did like that. I did like Dark Match. I didn't like. I did nitpick the matches because I was like, "Oh come on, you could book this so much better." like that's where I was as a wrestling fan. I was like, "Oh come on, this isn't an Inferno match. You just light the ring on fire on the outside. That's how you create drama, man." You don't put the fire in the middle of the ring. Where the fuck are the boys gonna work? You can't do any moves like that. God damn. This is how you kill your fucking territory, Chris. This is the reason why you only get 20 people in this fucking building. And they're all your fucking cultists. Because you don't know how to book shit. Mr. Messiah. Get the fuck out of here. up here conspiring with fucking Satan. You can't fucking book a full fucking house. That's pathetic. What's the point of fucking giving your soul to fucking Satan if you can't even fill a fucking small gymnasium?
I know, right? No, I'm
Like
with you
for
on that
real.
one.
Like for real. Like I'm gonna dedicate my life to Satan. All right. Well, what do you want? I want to like fill like a small room.
I don't
All
think you
right.
really need my help for that there, guy, but sure.
Sure. Like, you just gotta make sacrifices for me. Yeah, whatever it takes.
Yeah, get
Oh,
soul
also,
selling your soul in a buyer's market, you know?
also, I want to be a wrestling champion. I mean, you're the booker. Why don't you just book yourself as the champion? Trust me, there's a lot of y'all that do that.
Yeah.
Like, no, you have to make me the champion because Satan. You're an idiot.
You're an idiot, but I'll take it, you know? Like, what do I have to do? All I have to do is show up at the end, you know?
That's the Satan from Shocker, you know? Like,
Yes, this is totally the
got
same
it.
from Shocker, you know?
You got
it, baby.
Say, you mean the Sinister Minister? No, because in this movie they don't get God damn it, I just had his fucking name. They don't get Father Mitchell. They don't get the Sinister Minister from fucking ECW to show up to play Satan because that would just been too fucking cool. No. And the way that fucking movie ends. What the fuck? Are they gonna make a fucking dark match too?
I don't know.
They have to.
Well, I do kind of want to see what that fight looked like.
Like, what happens? Are the heels now like God's army? is that what's gonna be? Like misbehaves, chain turns into a holy weapon? Is that the next fucking step? Because I saw Wolf Cop 2 and you went way off the fucking rails with that one, bud.
I think it all depends. I think it all depends on what they can get money for.
I mean, they got Shutter money, right?
Hopefully.
Dark Match 2, the curtain jerk. No, Dark Match 2 has to have a Royal Rumble with like angels and demons like trying to throw each other.
But
over
one of them has to be like Shockmaster.
Oh, come on. Uncle Fred's a little too old to be in the fucking ring now, man. Fred Ottman's up there. Like, he was best friend.
No. I don't mean Fred Green. I mean, someone's got to be like, just blows his intro.
All right. Okay, I can get down with that.
Yeah.
Like, some angel like comes through and then immediately.
Yeah, some angel or demon comes
up.
through and just accidentally impales himself. Just be like, well, that was easy.
A true Survivor Series. Oh, yeah, fucking hard. Make it a tournament movie. Fuck it. Let's just go crazy. Like, we haven't had a good. You know, that's a fucking genre we have not gone back to, and I think we should.
What, the tournament movie?
The Kung Fu martial arts tournament movie.
Oh yeah. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've had one.
Like Game of Death, Bloodsport, The Quest,
Enter the Dragon.
The Dragon. Fuck. What was the Steven? No, there wasn't a Steven Seagal one because that would require too much work.
No, there wasn't a good one anyway.
Well, there's no good Steven Seagal movie.
Yeah. That's fair.
Please name one. I was about to say, please try to name one.
Oh, No Executive Decision was pretty good, but he dies in the first 10 minutes.
And that's why it's good.
Oh. Get him the fuck out of here. Why is he even in this movie?
He said he's a Bushido master. I'm sorry, a what? He says he's practiced Bushido.
The art of Bushido is that's like being a master of chivalry.
It's what I was like. So he's like a master of Taoism, like,
Taoism or something. You know, like Bushido is not a martial art. You know, it's a code of conduct
that he doesn't even follow.
Yeah,
my favorite Steven Seagal story is the time he met Jean LaBelle. Do you know who Jean LaBelle is?
No.
All right, Jean LaBelle is if you've ever heard of the Gracies, like Royce Gracie and shit like
No,
that,
I
the
haven't,
Brazilian
actually.
Okay, all right. So Jean LaBelle was a professional wrestler, but he was also like a martial arts instructor and kind of inventor. He kind of like invented jujitsu and shit like that.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
so real badass, like an actual fucking martial artist. Well, Steven Seagal apparently decided that he was going to try to test his mettle against fucking Jean LaBelle. And Jean LaBelle locked him into a fucking choke for so long that Steven Seagal passed out and shit himself.
Oh my God. Wasn't Seagal an Aikido master? Well, he was an Aikido teacher.
He's an Aikido master, like the guy at your fucking local strip mall is an Aikido master.
Yeah. Exactly. I never got really heavily into martial arts, but I pursued it 3 times in my life. And I have had instructors who ran the gamut. Most of them were strip mall assholes. The only one who actually got my respect, as opposed to I was just afraid they would hit me for something, was Janet G. It was a woman, female kung fu master. The thing that was insane about her is that a lot of her focus was on using the minimum amount of force for the maximum amount of effect, which is, of course,
Right.
like the big thing with kung fu.
Right.
She was one of those people that could very quietly incapacitate people. People like 3-4 times her size. So much so that she was one of the people. Have you ever seen a Shaolin like demonstration?
Yes.
Okay, so one of the things they do in the Shaolin demonstrations is they get the local martial arts big guys, the local, to go up against them. To make it look good, right? Because otherwise it just looks like a guy's like just like flip, looks way too easy.
Right.
So they have martial arts masters like go up against them. She was one of those. She would do that. And she was like, yeah, that one guy, one of the few people I couldn't take down. Could not take him down. He was too good. But then again, going like, yeah, the only person I couldn't beat was a Shaolin master. It was a master in Shaolin. Like legit. Like
The only
legit
person
with Shaolin monk. Like this is what he does every day.
I couldn't beat the 85-year-old man. You mean
No.
85-year-old
He was a young
kung fu-
dude. He's in his 20s. Which is why she's like, I tried really hard because I was like, I am not going to let some fucking 20-something beat me. And what she said was, I had to settle for not being humiliated.
Right, because this kid's like, oh, this is gonna be a great competition. I wish both of us to gain something from this, and then fucking locks in like fucking like Neo from the Matrix.
Yeah. It's just unfair.
Like this guy has been sweeping every day of his life, but that sweeping has helped him improve his fucking like sweep kick.
Yeah, but like the number of people, she had a bunch of like, she had several endorsements, not publicly. Like she didn't advertise these things, but they were things that were known about her. One of them was that a person that she famously beat one very famous martial artist and fought to a standstill the other. She defeated Jackie Chan. And she fought Jet Li to a standstill.
That's honestly more impressive.
That's super impressive. You know, you're like, wait, you fought Jet Li to a standstill? Damn. You know, like, holy crap. She's like, yeah. You know.
We both agreed that this was stupid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a setup match.
Right.
It was
but,
an
like,
exhibition
it was-
match, you know, for
But it was
other
also-
martial arts, for other big martial arts masters.
Right.
You know.
Were they like, did they have gimmicks? Like, was one of them like a fucking sumo wrestler? Or...
No, because it was actually like, I don't know. A little closer to the Kumite, you know, but the idea.
Oh, so Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds was there?
Yeah. Well, it's more like there are these big summits that these martial artists have, and you know, only they really go to them.
And they fight to the death, right?
And they fight. Well, they fight to see who's better. You know, they have their own like little internal tournaments that don't like really get out into the world except through them. You know, like they don't have a lot of press there or anything.
Right.
You know, but they do have like, you know, photographers and videographers and stuff. It's just that they don't sell it to like television. This is like, no, this is our thing that we do to see who this year is king of the hill. You know, who's this year's big badass, you know? Yeah, well, Jackie Chan, the way Jackie Chan says it, he's like, he's a stuntman first.
Yeah. Which he is.
And, you know, he's a martial artist second. And he will always choose stuntman over martial artists because he likes physical comedy.
Yeah.
You know, Jet Li is a serious martial artist. Like, he's a martial artist first and an actor second. You know, yeah, it's very, being instructed by her was very interesting. You know,
that's like saying, like, I beat Buster Keaton in a fist fight, but I couldn't stand up to Jack Johnson. It's like, all right, yeah. But me and Jack Johnson fought to a draw. That's more impressive.
That's a bit more impressive. Yeah. You know what's going on. Oh man. But yeah, it's so weird to think that like I was one of her students for like 4 or 5 years. You know, I forget why I stopped. That was always the thing. I would do it for a while and then it would just something would happen and I just would vanish. I would just leave it.
It's because you have that ADD and like you get a hyper focus for a while and then that hyper focus doesn't give the same dopamine hit, so you stop doing it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I was never a particularly great fighter. You know,
right.
I just wanted to not completely suck.
Right.
You know, that was my goal. Don't completely suck. If you throw a punch, if you throw a strike, make sure they feel it.
Right.
You know, like I can safely say is the case. I don't know if I'll win a given fight, but they'll feel it.
That record was muddled, you know.
Yeah. You know, like Jesus. Yeah. And I haven't been and I'll be honest, I haven't been a straight up fight in a long time. And I'm very glad about that. What?
They hurt.
Yeah, no, they really do. They really do. Well, even a non-straight up fight will hurt, you know?
Yeah. But like straight up fights, like, you know, like an actual fist fight, shit hurts. And it sucks.
Yeah, it hurts you even if you're the one doing all the hitting. It still hurts.
Yeah, like you can take no fucking damage, and the next day you're like everything's
just in pain. You know, you're just like, oh, why do my arms hurt so bad? Oh yeah, right. I was fucking hitting that guy.
Damn, my knuckles hurt. Oh right, I basically broke most of them because I'm a dumb man and kept hitting with a closed fist because it just feels better.
Yeah. Which martial arts did you study? Karate, Taekwondo, and Kung Fu. I probably got farthest in Kung Fu.
Well, you know.
Yeah, in my genetic material, I guess, you know.
Japanese, Korean, Chinese.
Chinese.
Ooh, yes, this one.
This one works. Like that one I actually like got into some of the different that one I actually got into some of the different styles, which was neat. You know, I found mine, but man, I realized, oh, this is like, okay, so the one I got really into is like one of the ones that you probably shouldn't use on any sort of regular basis, which is Tiger.
Yeah.
Tiger is about really hurting people.
Yeah.
You know, that is about mauling people, you know, and it has the same basics. All Kung Fu has the same basics, you know, but there's extra shit you put on top of it or do with it that creates the quote unquote animal style. And Tiger is all about gouging people while you're striking them.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Yeah, no, it's
like, dude, like even just doing it on like practice dummies, you're like, oh geez, if I did this to a person, that would fuck them up.
And like the finger strength of people who like practice that, like for years.
Yeah. It has to be insane. It has to be absolutely fucking insane. I did a lot of sparring, and I felt good about this, This made me feel a little bit good about myself. I did a lot of sparring, and everyone, when I started, everyone was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, well, what? I mean, we weren't like fighting to a knockout or anything. Like, how could it be Jesus Christ? He's like, no, you hit hard. And I'm like,
you have a lot of
anger. Isn't that like the idea? They're like, no. It is the idea. It's just that I'm not used to someone coming in with that. I was like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
Not everyone's has a bunch of pent up rage they need to get out.
Yeah. Yeah, not a lot of people will put their whole torso into it, you know, like, woo. But yeah, that's a really interesting thing about it. It's a really interesting thing about Kung Fu. It's the one that's actually about fighting.
Yeah.
You know, it's the one that's actually about fighting. And you can use the discipline of Kung Fu in a lot of different ways, but like the pinnacle is your fighting ability. You know, it is not about it's not about the exhibition, although the exhibition can be very impressive, but it is about the fighting.
Yeah.
Dude, like,
because again, it's a martial art that's made to fight people.
Yeah, because it's about first they teach you the basic moves, and then they try to get you to put everything into a hit. And then it's about knowing how much is enough so that you don't wear yourself out.
Yeah.
Because if you put everything into every hit, you're going to wear yourself out really quickly. You know?
It's what Jeet Kune Do was really about, which is like the transfer of energy, like not like woo-woo energy, but like the energy that's within your body.
You're talking about Bruce Lee? Bruce Lee style? Yeah. Exactly.
Like the 1-inch punch, he's not throwing everything into it. He just is perfectly moving his body in a way to create the dynamic energy to hit someone that hard.
Yeah.
For the punch, it's right
just
here.
really quickly, for a very short distance. Boom.
Boom.
You know, like, I love that fucking, like, film, that little reel of him hitting that fucking punching bag with a 1-inch punch. And you just be like, Jesus Christ.
Like,
oh my God, the human body can do that?
Well, when you have that level of muscle control, yes.
Yes. Yeah, and he wasn't that big a guy.
No.
You know, I mean, he was built, but he wasn't like, he was like 5'4",
Yeah, he was a
5'6"
short
maybe.
Chinese man.
He's a small Asian guy. I mean, granted, he's like muscled, very well muscled, but even on that level, he wasn't like a giant. He wasn't like
No.
built like he wasn't even as built as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Well,
Ricky the
no,
Dragon
because
Steamboat was way bigger.
because
you know?
he was using dynamic
Yeah,
muscle.
yeah,
He wasn't
dynamic
using show
movement.
muscle. Yeah. like
Yeah, like
Like-
that's a level that I'm like, I will never anger you ever, sir.
I respect Bruce Lee so much that I fucking hate Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I know what you mean. Like,
It's like,
I would have been
the
so much
first-
happier if Bruce Lee had gotten in like one good punch and knocked the guy out.
I was sitting there and I was like, I know Quentin Tarantino is not trying to fucking bitch and like make Bruce Lee look like a bitch. What's this about?
Well, as Quentin Tarantino actually said when he interviewed about it, he's like, that's how you know it's fiction. Because there's no way that guy like that was ever going to beat Bruce Lee or even fight him to a standstill. There's no way. I just needed the guy to look tough. And you know what other way to make him look tough in this scenario than he beats Bruce Lee to a draw? He fights Bruce Lee to a draw, and that's it. The fight doesn't even get finished.
It should have been like, that should have been the indicator for where this fucking movie was going.
Yes. Yeah, we should have known right then where we were going. Like, if Once Upon a Time didn't tip us off, that should have been the moment.
Because then it goes into like, and then this guy stops the Sharon Tate murders.
Yeah, which is the moment you realize what the movie is, and it becomes glorious.
Did Quentin Tarantino make a superhero movie based off of Hollywood action films? We have Action Man.
He made a fairy tale out of saving Sharon Tate from the Manson murders. That's what this is. That's what that movie is. And it's adorable. When you realize that's what it is, the movie becomes adorable.
I feel like that, like, we both love movies that you kind of have to know what it's actually about in order to really enjoy it.
Yeah, it is one of those. Yeah.
Like Halloween 2, it's like, man, that movie sucks. You're like, yeah, but it was made that way.
It was made that way on purpose. It actually did its job.
Like, that movie was made under protest.
Oh my God. Nah, man. Like, this is one of the things that I love about art and film in particular. You know, that it can do things like that. That, like, you're, as someone, it's hard to explain the sublime enjoyment of really understanding a piece of art.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing quite like it. You know, if it was a choice between experiencing that or a three-way orgy with the three people I am most attracted to in all the world, I might have to flip a coin. You know, I might have to flip a coin.
Yeah, and we're not talking about like guessing the fucking twist in a movie because, like, let's be real.
No.
Both
That's not
do
the same
that.
thing.
Yeah,
That's
we
not the
both
same
do
thing.
that every movie we watch.
Although, if you really understand a piece of art, that will happen. You will guess.
Oh
it.
yeah.
You know,
it's like I was watching Heretic. Have you seen that movie yet?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, I saw Heretic.
When he pulled out the fucking Monopoly games, I was like,
oh, dude, I knew you would like that scene.
I was like, oh, so that's where we're going with this. Okay. And then, like, spoilers, I guess, but then, like, as it gets later in that movie, you start to realize, oh, wait, no, this girl is a fucking true believer and actually has had her faith tested. Like, did you notice that as well?
I got that. Yeah.
Like, cause like when the movie started, I was like, oh, they're gonna kill like the goody two shoe girl off and keep the person that's probably the most unbelieving part of this.
Yeah,
And then
it doesn't judge it would have been very easy to make in a movie that judges the believer.
right,
But
'cause that's where I
instead
thought
it
they were
judges
going.
religion.
Yeah, no, that's where I thought it was going. I
Yeah,
was
me
like,
too.
oh god, this is gonna be a fucking atheist circle jerk. Great. And then like that first like little bit of her figuring out what the fuck he's talking about. And I was like, oh no, this is actually gonna be a conversation movie.
Yeah.
What about whether or not religion is a creation of control or if it's a creation of hope.
Well, yeah, it's asking the question, what is the difference between religion and faith?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the movie is like, because there's a huge difference.
Oh, absolutely, there is. If you haven't watched this movie, I highly suggest like seeking it out. But I think it's on video on demand. You can probably get it for
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cheap.
yeah. It's absolutely worth it. Absolutely
But
fucking worth it.
but like as an atheist, I like when like it's like I've heard these points before and like I've seen all this shit before. Like it, but I never heard like you never get the other side of that, which is the genuine like, okay, you have a point here, but like yes, Jesus shares the origin story of Horus, of Set, of fucking Dionysus, of so many other gods in existence, but like Jesus was also a carpenter and a man first before he
Yeah.
was God. That's one of the unique parts of the story of Jesus is that he was literally one of us. He wasn't a god. He was just a man that became God.
Yeah. It's he and Buddha.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they start as normal people, and even in the story of Siddhartha, he's not the novel, but
Yeah.
the mythical figure. Like he starts out as a prince, but then walks the pauper's way.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
So like again, those stories are like that's basically the girl was like saying to the response of like all religion is the same as like yeah, but like this one has a very special meaning to me and a lot of people that believe like me, and you can't fight that logic.
Yeah. I don't want to use the actual line,
Yeah.
because I don't want to give the whole thing away. But like I like I said, the very end of the movie talks about the difference between religion and faith, and it does not. It's still a movie that has harsh realities, despite that.
Yeah.
Very harsh realities.
It's basically like a believer going like, I don't care if it's real or not. That's not the point.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, and the movie kind of goes, it better not be, it better not be the point, because if it is, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're fucked if you fucked if it has to be real. If it doesn't have to be real, you're golden.
Yeah.
But if it's got to be real, you are so screwed.
Yeah.
Which is which it was definitely in line. The name of this movie, Heretic.
Yeah.
It's called Heretic. It stars
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
Yeah. Surprise cameo by Topher Grace. Like he was.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was a youth preacher, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, oh, that's Eric Foreman. But yeah, if you haven't fucking seen Heretic, like, go check that one out.
Yeah, really.
And Dark
good.
Match for that matter. Like, I was just doing like a double feature of Heretic and Dark Match. Not because they share themes.
Yeah, that's an interesting double feature.
They don't share themes, but you get really high, you'll enjoy both of them.
Oh yeah. I'm glad that the fucking Toxic Avenger with the Dinklage is finally getting a release.
Is it?
Yeah, it's finally getting a
Because
release.
last I heard, like they couldn't release it because it was like uneditable.
No, they got a release. They got they have a release date.
Oh, say copy daughter.
Yeah, I think it's later this year, but I can't remember it.
Back to theaters in 2025. All right,
Yep.
cool.
Yep, and I'm hoping it'll probably hit VOD after that. You know,
Yeah.
But
I have to say Elijah Wood.
they're probably
played
gonna
most of
road show it. You know,
So like basically what they did with the original fucking Toxic Avenger.
yeah. They'll probably take it from city. It'll probably go from city to city. You know, playing in like some shithole theater in every town. You know, I gotta. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out. But like, hopefully, I'll hear about when it's in my area. You know,
you live in fucking San Francisco. Someone's gonna be showing it.
someone's gonna be showing it. Yeah, you know, even if I have to like go up to like Sacramento or something, hell, I'd be willing to drive to LA for that shit. You know, I know it's gonna play somewhere there.
Yeah.
You know,
It'll be in the back of a dentist office.
yeah, it could be the back of a dentist's office again. You know, but it'll be there.
I still think about how that would be as a viewing experience.
That was
Like,
so weird.
you and 5 of your friends in one theater, and it's
Yeah.
being presented to just you.
Yeah, with like 2 other people. It was me, the Countess, the Horror Guru, Horror Gal, and like 1 other couple that were just in this theater. There had to be like, there couldn't have been more than 25 seats. It was way bigger than any television I had ever seen, but was far from the biggest screen I had ever seen. It also looked bigger because we were all kind of crammed up against it. It looked like an overgrown theater in somebody's house.
Which it was.
Which it pretty much was, given that it was in the back of a dentist office.
Was it like presented to you as well?
No, we found out about, we were like, oh, it's here. We're going to go.
Mhm.
We get there, and it took us forever to find the thing, even though we had the address. Because we're like, this is a dentist office. Oh, you have to, wait, do we have to go through the dentist office? And at that point, we're like, are we going to get shivved? Like, what the hell's happening?
Fuck.
And we ran into the other couple, and they're like, are you looking for this theater too? And then I felt better, because if I was going to get shivved, we weren't going to be alone. You know, odds of survival, like, just increased.
Right. You know, you have someone that will be willing to fight with you.
Yeah. And so then we were like, well, I guess we go in the dentist office and ask. And so we did. And they were like, yep. And then we just stood there for about a minute going, okay.
Take me to your
can I
leader.
buy a ticket? Sure. Would you like some popcorn? Look at the popcorn they have. No. That's okay.
Was it like Act 2 shit or something?
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Come on.
It
If
was
I'm
like
watching
the
a movie-
cheapest. Forget it. It's like, no, we don't need this. But yeah. No, I would totally like drive down to LA, see Toxic Avenger in those conditions again. You know,
Maybe Elijah Wood will be presenting it, you know?
yeah, entirely possible. You know, entirely possible. Yeah, I would make a road
Frodo
trip out of
Baggins.
it. Oh yeah.
Little Frodo Baggins being like, all right, I wanted to play Smeagol, but they wouldn't let me. So I made Toxic Avenger. Isn't it great? Like, Elijah Wood like made all his money with fucking Lord of the Rings and has just been creating weird shit ever since.
Yes. Yeah. Good. That's how that's how it should be.
He was like, yeah, I was Frodo Baggins, but like what I'm really into is like weird body horror.
I feel like my desire to see a Lord of the Rings movie has paid back dividends. You know, I got to color out a space movie because people like me were willing to sit through 6 hours of Lord of the fucking Rings twice.
Hell yeah.
You know?
And then bought the extended edition DVD set
Yep.
for
Yep.
for the depression times.
Oh my God.
I'm
Man,
gonna sit on this couch and watch 9 hours of this fucking movie, and no one's gonna fucking stop me. Like, do you really need every excruciating detail? Yes.
oh man. Oh, dude, speaking of D&D, man, that Pathfinder continues to be good.
I'm telling you, man, those Paizo folks know what they're fucking making.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm actually really amazed because, like, I okay, I kind of fucked myself very early on.
Okay.
Because I put them in a scenario where it was like, oh crap. In order to run this scenario and make it like they could actually affect something,
Mm-hmm.
I have to run a 9 on 15 against combat against the players.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. And 4 of those characters, to give them a chance, are NPCs.
Right.
So I played it straight. I let the dice tell me what happened.
Right.
First of all, I was amazed we got through it in like at 2 hours.
Pathfinder combat's really fucking streamlined.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I was actually really surprised. Like we got to a definitive ending in 2 hours, and I was like, oh, well, oh, I guess we're done. And even then, we fucked up a lot.
yeah.
But the basics but we got a lot of the basics right.
Well, that's the thing. Pathfinder has so many fucking rules in it, and so much in that goes into the actual system instead of just winging it like 5e tells you half the time. Like, everything has a purpose, and like if you forget like one thing, it doesn't completely ruin it because there's five other things that are affecting basically the same situation.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a really, I mean, it's interesting how how the rules are organized.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've got the basic set. You know, you got the basic rules, you know, like roll die 20, add this.
Yeah.
Then the next place that the rule system exists is in the character classes.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Then it exists in the action economy itself, and then finally your gear.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very, very, very complicated, but they put a lot of that stuff in a place that's somewhat intuitive. Like parry.
Mm-hmm.
To parry, you have to have a weapon that has parry.
Right. Which is usually like a light weapon like a rapier or a fencing saber or something like that.
Right. Right. And it works exactly like raising a shield. You're like, oh, okay. Now we fucked that up.
Mm-hmm.
We got the action right. I raise a shield, but we thought anyone could use a reaction to mitigate damage.
No.
And that's not the case. No, we fucked that one up. You have to have a feat to do that.
Yeah. But you have to basically sacrifice one of your actions per turn in order to do the raise per shield, and then you just hold that for a turn.
Yeah,
but
the 3-action economy seems like it's going to be really unwieldy, but in fact, that is the most intuitive. That is really intuitive.
It gives marshals a reason to fucking exist in the system.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're not waiting around to do shit.
Well, you know what happens in 5e? We've played it for fucking decades at this point. When you're playing a marshal.
Mm-hmm.
1 through 5. All right, I hit thing. All right, I didn't hit it. Turn done.
Yeah.
And then you'd wait for everyone else, and the caster's turn takes like fucking 30 years because like
Mm-hmm.
Magic in D&D is broken. And then you come back to your turn, right? And you're like, all right, I'm gonna roll to hit it again. I hit 12 damage. All
Yeah.
right, that's my turn. Like,
I didn't
meanwhile,
think...
I was gonna say, meanwhile in Pathfinder, you're like, I'm a barbarian that's like surrounded by enemies. Well,
Okay, I can
what would I
rage on the
do?
first turn.
Yeah.
I could
So
just...
that
Takes no action. I can just rage instantly.
yeah. And
Which,
then I
bam.
can swing my axe 3 times in a single turn
Yeah.
at 3 separate enemies. Now, I get negatives for doing it 3 times in a turn, but like I get to choose that. I feel
Yes.
like I'm more active in the combat. The magic system actually requiring like checks and like having consequences for rolling, a nat
Well,
1
the
and a
fact
nat
that they
20.
figured out that that a roll to hit your saving throw and making this and rolling the saving throw is exactly the same roll. So
Mhm.
they just decided, all right, which one makes more intuitive sense to do in this situation? Does the defender roll or does the attacker roll?
Yeah,
Because it's the exact same roll.
yeah. It's it is like legit. Like, I'm not trying to be like one of those fucking annoying people that talks about Pathfinder being like our Lord and Savior, but I will say this: if you have problems with 5e system because you think it's just a little too fucking loosey goosey, or you just as a DM feel like there's nothing there to fucking support you, Pathfinder Second Edition is like you get to focus on the fun parts of DMing versus the annoying parts, which is making up a fucking roll on
Yeah,
the spot.
it's a legitimate massive improvement over the original Pathfinder because the original Pathfinder was way too nickel and dime.
Yeah, and it was also a product of 3.5.
Yeah, yeah. This is taking it in a whole other taking it in a whole other direction and making it its own, and it does a really good job. It's
Yeah,
also nice because of the way the encounters are balanced.
yeah,
The way the encounters are balanced is no, hit him hard, hit him fast. Always.
and the combat encounters are like the combat like ratings are actually based on the idea that at a certain level your player characters are going to have magic items.
Mm-hmm.
So like a level 2 monster taking on a party of level 2 characters actually has a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually has. It really, really, really does. And they tell you right off the bat, don't go too wild with your challenge ratings. You will kill the party if you do that.
Yep. And you will.
Yeah. Because they were fighting level 0 monsters at level 1, and they still had to put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah. Because the fucking like the monsters in Pathfinder are like they're just as complex as the player characters are to a certain extent.
Well, I mean, their abilities are simpler, but their numbers, but they have the same numbers.
Right.
They have the same like stat ranges and shit.
Because Pathfinder takes my idea, which is don't fucking nerf everything, make everything broken. Like, no, it needs to be fair and balanced. Fuck that shit. That's boring.
No. It needs to be somewhat equal. That's different.
Yeah.
That's way different. That's what Pathfinder did. They were like, it doesn't need to be balanced. It needs to be somewhat equal. Very, very, very different. It produces something very different. And it's very interesting to be playing a game that is as high fantasy as D&D, but has fewer of the D&D isms.
What do you mean by that? I'm curious.
Well, for example, spellcasters. You still have spell slots. You still have spells. You still prepare them every day. But those cantrips, man, are way more powerful.
Mhm.
For things that you can free cast, they're just like, oh yeah, you have a cantrip. No, you don't have slots. You just use them. They just happen.
Right.
They level up with you,
Yeah.
so they get very powerful. So you never have to like spend a spell slot on your like basic attack or basic defense, because it's just assumed that you're gonna pick that because it's a free cast.
Yeah.
You
Your
know,
higher level spells are basically like the best choices, or sometimes like a utility spell.
yeah. And the utility spells are meant to turn the tide.
Yeah.
You know, if you have the right spell for the right situation, you will win. But the
Yeah.
thing that's
I was gonna say,
spellcasters are
buffers and debuffers in Pathfinder.
yeah.
Like if like
Yeah,
a
you're not
spellcast-
DPS.
yeah. No, to put this in WoW terms, you're the status, like you're putting like the buffs and debuffs, like all you're doing is casting like slows and fucking haste and shit like that.
Yeah, and the way healing works, you don't absolutely need the spellcaster. You don't absolutely need healing
No.
spells.
No, you don't even need a fucking cleric.
Yeah, no.
You can heal in between fights. So
Yep.
someone has the medicine skill.
Yep.
Imagine that in Dungeons and Dragons. No, like you basically have to be like, all right, someone's got to play the cleric, or else we're all gonna fucking die all the time.
Yeah. And it's interesting how they got that to work simply. They got that to work by simply adding more hit points.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't roll for your hit points at every level. You just get X.
Yeah.
You know, X plus con bonus every level. Period.
And it's like, and you get like 30 every fucking level. Like,
yeah. Your character starting out probably has close to 20 hit points. You know, and that's just a start.
Yeah. But it's also like the setup for like if you want to do like a dungeon crawl, Pathfinder has a lot more rules about traps and fucking puzzles and stuff like that, like poison effects. Like it does what D&D doesn't fucking do, which is it makes the game fun for whoever is in whatever position at the table. If you're the GM, if you're a fucking player, it doesn't matter. You all have something engaging.
Yeah. There is one part where the Pathfinder rule system falls apart.
Uh-huh.
Vehicles.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, like the problem with the vehicles is that the vehicles themselves have levels.
Mm-hmm.
And those levels determine how high the roll is to operate it. That actually is a problem.
Yes.
You know, like that's something that I feel is gonna have to get, that will get fixed if enough people like complain about it. You know,
which is what Paizo does.
Yeah. So like I just homebrewed it.
Yeah.
I just homebrewed vehicles because I was like, ooh, ships could be a really big part of this campaign. So I better come up with some real basic ship rules, you know. And I did, you know.
You could probably steal a little bit from Starfinder, like the first edition Starfinder, if you
Actually, the one I stole from was I stole a little bit from Starfinder because the ship rules are a little bit better. But the place I really ransacked was Rogue Trader.
Yeah.
I absolutely ransacked Rogue Trader and did a version, a simplified version of its ship combat, because like ship combat in that system is really fun, but it's also very complicated. You know, because you're supposed to be like calculating like gravity and everything. It's supposed to feel like science fiction, you know.
Well, it's you're playing Rogue Trader.
Yeah.
It's expected.
Yeah. Whereas in a game like the Pathfinder game I'm running, it's like, no. If two ships get into a fight, that we should be able to handle that fairly quickly. You know, it's like, because that's there should be enough rules to add drama to the situation to make it feel like they're real stakes as opposed to the game master's just fucking making everything up. Because that's the real trick. The real trick of the rules is to make it seem like the game master isn't just making everything up.
Right.
That there is a game that you could beat.
Right.
If you're lucky enough.
Yeah.
You know.
The point of being a game master is you're the rules interpreter and also the world builder.
Yeah.
It's up to the players and you, because you're also a player, to build the world around it.
Yeah, yeah. And your job as the game master is to know when to put the rules up front and when to use sleight of hand with them.
Right.
You know, like that's a big deal with being a game master. You know,
I think I'm about to start up a Starfinder 2E game here soon.
did that actually come out, or are they still on the playtest rules?
So they're playtesting it right now, but they're going to be releasing, I think, the first book for Starfinder 2E in May.
Are they gonna do
yesterday.
the pocket editions as well?
I think at first, like for the pre-order, they're doing hardcover.
Sure.
But you can get the playtest rules right now.
I have them. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is like, I think that one's a soft cover, or at least like a smaller book.
I got the
pocket
PDF.
edition. Oh, you got the PDF.
Yeah, I got the
Like
PDF.
they sell a pocket edition of that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They sold the pocket edition of the playtest rules.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That means they're probably going to make a pocket edition of the rules when they actually.
I hope so, because honestly,
I don't want to
one
pay
thing
$70
Paz
for
is good
a
at.
book.
Well, especially a book that like is going to be opened and closed a lot.
Yeah.
So like it's like a hardcover edition. That's a book that's going to be abused.
Yeah,
So
I would
kinda
rather.
wanna-
I way prefer this.
Yeah.
You know, the only problem I have is sometimes the type's a little small, but my eyesight is still good enough that I can still read it without assistance. So, you know.
Right.
Where did you hear that Hasbro and WotC had banned LGBT groups from official events? Fuck.
I think it was released like they released it in an email or some shit.
Yeah.
like that.
Like they released it in like an email that got passed around. Why? If it turns out that that's complete bullshit, let me know. But it looked real.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, as many corporations are capitulating to that bullshit, it's not a surprise.
No, it wouldn't be a
Especially for
surprise.
them.
It wouldn't be a surprise at all. But like, let me put it this way: like, I've resolved myself. It's like I'm not buying another WotC product. Period. You know, if it was, let me put it this way: if Baldur's Gate 4 came out,
It's not gonna be made by Larian Studios.
yeah, that would be Larian Studios. So I would buy that. But like, as far as
no,
like,
I'm telling you, they're not working on the next sequel. They're not working for D&D again.
really,
They literally said, we have our own world, and we had nothing but fucking issues with working with them, trying to make Baldur's Gate 3. So we're gonna go back to Divinity. Which I'm like,
oh
yes.
man.
I fucking love Divinity.
Oh my god. Well, I hope that
so-
I mean, obviously they're going to take everything they learned with Baldur's Gate and apply it to Divinity.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think it really
all the money they made with that, they're gonna make a great fucking Divinity
Divinity
game.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. The biggest problem I have with the Divinity games is that the system is so particular that, like, I found myself going, like, I've accidentally put myself in a position where I cannot continue the game, and I don't know what to do about it. You know what I mean?
Feel like you're playing Disco Elysium all over again.
No, because in Disco Elysium, I knew there was a move I could make. This is one of those, am I supposed to fight these monsters? Because if I'm supposed to fight these monsters, I'm getting killed every time.
Right.
You know, like I had to build the characters a certain way, and I didn't.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that's the
it's
stuff I'm hoping they get rid of, you know?
Yeah. Because, like, that was the fun part of BG3 is making, you know, stupid fucking, like, characters, like, you know, making a character that's not optimal and it's still being fun.
Yes. Yes, like that. Oh my god, that. So many AAA studios so pissed. So
Well,
pissed that Baldur's Gate 3 was a smash hit.
because it exposed the reality of the gaming business, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like all of its bullshit about what would
Hmm.
work, what wouldn't work, especially when it came to like sexual content and sexuality.
And the fact
Dude.
that it like yeah, and like a game that's not designed to be a live service game and sell a bunch of DLC, like
Yeah.
no,
Single player experience you pay once.
yeah,
Granted it was $60, but still, you know.
it, it was $60 if you bought it before the playtest,
Right,
before
right,
the
right,
early
right.
access.
You know.
I got that shit for 25.
Yeah, I had to pay full price, you know.
It's okay, you just weren't a full believer from the beginning.
Correct. Correct. They really they spoiled their early adopters, man.
Oh yes, they
Oh
did.
man, if they do that again for the next Divinity, I'm on board because like, dude, they fucking wined and dined you, they sucked you off, they let you come, and then they cleaned you up afterwards. You
We
know?
only got like the first through fifth levels and only that goblin area like for 5 years. Like fuck, man, that was a good 5 years.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And
We just constantly kept playing that shit.
wait, the spider talks now? I gotta do that, you know. There's a
Exactly.
cat I can talk to? Fuck off. I gotta do this.
That game broke me so fucking bad. So I did a Dark Urge run, and
Oh man.
see, when like you when you're at the Druid's Grove and like the fucking squirrel comes up and like throws shit at you.
Mm-hmm.
I get to that point and like it didn't even let me choose, which I think was the best option. The scroll comes up and my fucking character just fucking punts that son of a bitch over the mountain. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I would have fucking done, little bastard.
Yeah, fuck you, squirrel.
Like, maybe I will embrace the dark urge.
Oh my god. Well, the fact that that
The
game
fact
has
that,
so many paths, man.
well, they literally made a run that is specifically you want to play an evil character. We made your evil run character right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, right
And
here.
it's like, oh fuck yeah, so I could just be evil and everything. It's like, yeah. But they
Dude.
didn't tell you that they put like a conscious to that shit.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they
It
did.
made you
Like,
go
how
like,
bad do you feel about it now?
yeah, you just killed this person and you don't even know their fucking name. You just did it because you just felt the urge to do it. And it's like, oh man, I'm really fucking evil. I should resist this. It's
Yep.
they literally plan for every fucking move. It's
Dude.
great. And
Like, the campaign, okay. I think one of my favorite aspects of the game is that you're so for example, if you play Karlak, the game changes a little bit depending on what character you play, including if you make your own.
mhm.
Um if you play Karlak, you get a slightly different story. Not in the big broad strokes, but in the beginning. It's a little bit
Yeah,
different. But there is this added thing that happens where Karlak will just be imagining something. And you'll
she's kind
hear
of
her
dumb.
voice talk about it. And what she is thinking, and this is happening when like other people are having conversations, and she'll just be like, she's constantly writing this erotic fiction in her own fucking head. Oh, yes, and that's when the buxom halfling girl goes up to the half giant and says, "But, sir." Yeah. Like, wait, what the fuck?
Which, hey, she's a fucking she like this is a character that cannot experience physical touch and wants to desperately have sex.
Yeah. And so she's writing this fan fiction in her head of the fucking game that you're playing. It was fucking amazing. Oh man.
Look, sorry, I've been up since 7, so I'm
Nah,
starting
it's
to run
okay.
out
It's
of
getting on.
energy.
It's getting on like 3 hours. Yeah, how about can we all agree is the girl who's suing Lyft because she ruined some guys because she was the same size as the car is incredibly stupid. Wait, what?
What?
I what? Okay, I gotta look this up. Suing Lyft. 500-pound rapper suing Lyft over ride denial asks for couch over chair at breakfast. What? All right, that's the New York Post. That's the Daily Mail, NBC News. All right. Well, Detroit rapper Dank DeMoss sues Lyft, alleges she was denied a ride over her weight.
Okay. As fellow,
Well, how big is this woman?
she's pretty big.
Okay, we talking like my 600-pound life big?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Now, I ain't gonna say she's ugly. I think she's, I think
well,
she's
she doesn't look
very
ugly.
pretty.
But she does look
Right.
big. You know.
She is a big girl, and as also as a big person myself, look, sometimes we don't do shit that we know is gonna embarrass us and make us look bad, okay? Like, sometimes you should just let shit go. Like, but they didn't accommodate me. Yes, because you ordered a fucking regular ass Uber like Lyft, and this guy showed up and a fucking Scion. Sorry, you're 550
Yeah,
pounds.
I'm like, I need more details here. Like, if the guy showed up and he was like in a van or something, then yeah, sue them.
Yeah,
Because, fuck you. You know, if he came in a Cybertruck, I'd be like, yeah, sue him on principle. Fuck him. Fuck that Cybertruck.
who wants to ride in this piece of shit anyway?
Yeah. But if they showed up in like an Aptera or something, hell,
Be
even if
like,
they showed up in a
hey,
PT Cruiser, like that would that I don't think that person could get through one of the doors.
they'd
You
have to sit in the
know,
back, like, like
he's
in the
on Breakfast Club with
backpack.
Charlemagne the God. He was in a Camry. Toyota Camry.
As an owner of a Corolla.
Uh,
That's pushing
yeah,
it.
that would. Now, you could. No, you could probably. I mean, if she was the only passenger, you could probably do it.
Right.
Was she the only passenger? Like, this is borderline.
Yeah.
This could be one of the. It could be either way. Because it could be like, yeah, this car ain't gonna make it. The shocks is fucked. You got in, and the vehicle dragged. We can't do this. Or it could be one of those things where the guy was just being an asshole.
Right. It's much like the fucking McDonald's hot coffee problem, right?
Yeah, if you don't know exactly what the details are, you come away with the wrong impression.
Yeah.
You
So,
know.
like, why was she mad that she was served hot coffee? I mean, would she want cold coffee? No, but she doesn't deserve 500 fucking degree coffee that
Yeah, third
literally
degree
gives her
burns
to-
over her vagina. Especially when she wasn't the first person to actually have that happen. It had been a problem. And it's a problem that would easily have been solved by like, hey, McDonald's, yeah, how about your coffee machines don't run that hot?
Well, you know why they ran that hot, right?
No.
Because it kept the coffee for longer. They would keep it hotter so that they could keep the coffee standing for a lot longer so they didn't have to make as much coffee. Once again, capitalism.
God. You know, like, hey, quick, let's save a buck. What about quality? Fuck quality.
Well, what like this is very dangerous. If we hand this cup to somebody like and it spills on it, it's gonna seriously hurt them.
Yeah, the coffee is literally boiling.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised it didn't melt the cup. Oh, wait, that's what happened. You know?
That's not why it's all that shitty plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I'm glad
like,
the truth came out about the McDonald's hot coffee victim because, like, holy shit.
yeah.
Like, that was like, yeah, we don't have to fix anything. Dude, yeah, you do. You're hurting people. Oh,
No,
we'll
it's
get
fine.
around to it. Okay, how about we just sue your ass into the ground so that you'll do something? You know, something that you should have done the minute you realized that anyone was getting that badly burned by a beverage you gave them.
Quickly, let's go out to the fucking media to get in front of this story and convince America that this person's just a greedy bitch.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, couple things. Whenever you hear about tort reform, get real suspicious because you probably don't know what tort is. You know what tort is? That is the amount of money you were allowed to sue someone over or sue them for. That's the tort. That's called tort. So if there's a cap on tort, that means a company doesn't get sued for as much when it fucks up. That's why they pushed it so hard. Oh, we need tort reform. Yeah, we need tort reform. You don't even know what tort is.
Oh, no, they do. The ones pushing the hardest.
Oh, well, ones
definitely
pushing it
do.
were, but the ones that were like, yeah, I agree. No, they had no idea what tort was.
Yeah, the regular fucking schmucks on the side of the street.
Yeah, you're Joe the plumbers and shit, you know. Like, fucking hell.
Well, I don't want to be sued for $25 million. You will never be sued for $25K.
What if I'm ever in charge of $1 million company? You won't. You know, like, you won't. You're not gonna. And
dude, you work in a discount tire. You don't manage it. You work as a mechanic in a discount tire. You will never have that problem to worry about.
Yeah. That is a company owner problem. That is not an employee problem. You know, like, for the love of crap. Oh, the lady who found a finger at Wendy's chili. Yeah. Like, that was a scam. That was a scam, but it was a little funny. I mean, I'll give him that.
Well, you know, the lady who found a finger in her fucking Arby's sandwich as well. Remember that shit? Remember that was a thing? Yeah, that really happened. Like, yeah, no, I heard about that.
There's a finger in my food. You know.
Which, like, I feel like if you get a finger in your Arby's sandwich, that's just going to improve the quality of the meat.
Yeah.
Because I imagine, like, human meat is a lot more flavorful than horse meat.
Arby's. We don't have fingers anymore.
Arby's, it's open.
Yeah. Arby's, it's open.
Arby's. Arby's. You're depressed, right?
Yeah. Arby's. Turns out Taco Bell is closed sometimes.
Arby's. Life